This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life.
Welcome to Dead Radio.
We're not doing that.
How did she come to have sex with a dead man?
Don't call me Radio Unit 91.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man!
He's God here in this radio station.
Place where the dead speak.
Rebel Radio!
I'm a fake? Yes. How'd you like to be dead?
You ever think about doing radio?
My team is dead!
But you're not crazy. You're me. And this is just radio.
By the powers vested in me by the Federal Communications Commission, I command you to get on the microphone in a serious manner and continue this broadcast.
I turned those LEDs off. Now I'm going to be freaking out the whole show whether or not that thing's recording.
Oh, the cameras?
Yeah. It's fine. Am I still low?
No, you're not.
No? Okay. I just had my headphone turned down. Headphones turned down.
I like the fact that you don't have to do the LEDs. You have the option now.
Yeah.
Because now you can be like a real creep about it.
Yeah. We're talking about the GoPro.
Yeah. We were out shooting. We'll get into that later.
Yeah. So
we have this week we have Andy Reid on. Hi, Andy.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
He's with the Catskill Cabin Conversations. It's on 90.7
WGXC 90.7 FM.
Yeah, and that's up in
way more production value with the accent.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Hudson.
That's up in Hudson, right?
Hudson, yeah.
Cool.
Andy's a customer at the coffee shop. Yes.
Yes, I am indeed.
I know.
I think I was. The whole reason for this is because I was wearing a podcast T-shirt, a Dead Radio podcast
That's
T-shirt,
it, yep.
right?
And I was like, I like your T-shirt. What's that all about? And you said, "Get out of my shop. I am the coffee Nazi. No coffee for you."
So and here we are.
Yeah. So and Catskill Cabin Conversations actually is really interesting. Yeah, he was telling
thank you.
He was telling me about it, and I couldn't quite wrap my head around it until I. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get my volume better. I was just trying to wrap my head around it because he was like, you bring 8 things. And I was just like, I got to get a knife and a flint and a cup to cook in. And I'm like, if I'm going up to the Catskills, I'm going to need some.
Yeah, it was definitely like, it was hard. It was hard to not be like really pragmatic about it, like the things that I would bring camping. And then on the other end, it can't be something that I just like, you know, it's got to be something I could talk about. So once I listened and understood what the premise was, I was like, oh, this is interesting. It's cool.
Thank you.
It's almost, I like it because you make your guests bring content, so you can kind of almost sit back and just
Just well, that's
let
it.
it
It's like so we decide. Yeah, there's a show. There's a long-standing show in Britain. It's called Desert Island Discs.
Okay.
And basically, it's if somebody's imagine stars go on this show, and from all walks of life, and if the premise is if you're on this desert island all alone, what songs do you want to take?
Yeah.
And it's kind of they talk about the person's life and things that have happened in their life, adversity and good things and all that, and they're acting, they're singing, whatever it is. And then why did you choose this song? So it's about 8 songs. Mm-hmm. So I took the concept and says, right, let's make it about the Catskills in a mountain, and, 4 songs, 4 items, and you can't take any people, any electronics. So it kind of forces people to say, right, what kind of things mean something to me? Like trinkets or photographs or whatever. Some people get scared. Bible, things like that. And then
I will
the
not be
songs.
bringing a Bible.
I
brought this for Tinder.
Well, the funny thing is, when I first heard that, I'm like, nothing electronic really crossed my mind anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's just.
Well, it's amazing how many people just cannot live without their phone.
I mean,
Yeah.
If you saw me during the day, you'd think I couldn't live without it, but
yeah.
I can put it down.
Yeah.
I just don't because I don't. It's right there, so why the hell would I bother?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, where is mine?
Where is it?
Hold on.
No, I have to do something. Keep going. Just don't listen to me.
So yeah, it's an interesting concept, and you're kind of doing what another podcast around here is doing, and they're just ripping off another podcast, Hudson Valley Legends. They're ripping off of someone else, and Dark Side Records is ripping off of us.
Yeah,
exactly, perfect.
So we've been going for 3 years. You know, we've been going strong. So
good.
And we do it once a month as opposed to once a week. So
yeah, once a week. We do it. Just it's that. Look at us! 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 Look at us!
But honestly, I think that the
format
of this show wouldn't work in a monthly. We'd be down here for 5 hours.
Oh yeah.
You know,
well,
and especially when we have guests and stuff, like there's just no way.
Yeah.
Like we had Tanner and Christian on, and it was like a 3-hour long show almost.
Yeah.
And we could have kept going.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were definitely feeling like we wanted to, but it was like, okay, well, it's a Sunday night and it's 11:30 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's how. That's we grew up with. I mean, I don't know if you see this picture here. It's Opie and Anthony. I don't know if you remember those guys.
Nah. Are they American icons?
No, I wouldn't say.
They're probably like Howard Stern would be the most famous afternoon radio guy.
Uh-huh.
They would be just below him as far as popularity. They're definitely not a household name.
Yeah.
Because of just rampant racism and sex jokes. But so they were like really big New York radio kind of thing, and then they got fired. And then they were on XM for a long time, and now all of that. So
that was the impetus of of my reasoning to want to do this kind of stuff.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. Like, have you always been in radio?
No, I've not always been in radio. I used to be a stand-up comedian.
No kidding.
In Scotland for about 3 years.
Crazy!
So you're gonna do open mic at Crafted Cup?
I could, yeah.
You should.
That would be great.
So we're trying to get one of the guys from Dark Side, JB.
Right.
He used to do it, or he's thinking about doing. He's nervous. I'm also in that same boat. I got a bunch of jokes, but I just too terrified to get up there. You know. And Mike McDermott, another podcast guy around here, is a producer. He used to do it until he had a bad night.
Right. Well, the thing is, any comedian who's ever tells you they've never had a bad night is a liar. You know, everybody dies, and quite literally and metaphorically as a comedian.
He told the story on our show, and he ate shit pretty bad, and it scared him off the stage. And I was like, whoa.
It's like, as soon as you have a bad night, the best thing to do is get back on again. Mm-hmm. It's like falling off a bike, you just need to get back on again.
Right.
I played the comedy scene is different in Britain than it is here, or Scotland at least anyway. I actually played comedy clubs and I was on the bill and stuff, and it was like packed houses, get paid and all that. Whereas here there's a lot of it's open mic nights and stuff like that, and the humour's different. In Britain there's a lot of.
Yeah, you can say cunt all you want in Europe.
If you want to experience that,
you can. It's like not a big deal.
Well, Billy Connolly talks about that, and he's like, he says that whole type into Google, YouTube, Billy Connolly and the C word, and you'll get it. It's just brilliant. I'm hesitant to use the word, but because I don't know.
Well, you're on FM radio, so you got to watch your mouth.
Yeah.
And he's going.
It's a good thing we're not going to be live because it's going to be tough for me with a microphone in front of my face.
You do record then?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do record our show for a number of reasons.
All right.
That being one of them, probably.
No, actually, that's not one of them. It's just it's more convenient for us because we work during the day. And what I was going to say earlier is,
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I thought when I first started, it was like we would have a lot of people dying to get on the radio and be a guest.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's really difficult to get a guest because you ask people and you go, oh, do you know who'd be great? They would be great. And then you go and say, listen, I want you to be a guest on the radio. And they're like, nah, not really. I don't really fancy it. I don't have anything to say. Well, you don't need to worry about that.
That's why we kind of have the structure plenty of people come down here and they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to be on. I just want to sit in the background.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
sit in
yeah.
the background, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, they're
Yeah,
shouting from the
they're
corner.
chiming
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
And you're like, sit down and talk to us.
No,
It's
no,
not-
no.
You don't have to do, like, that's kind of why we want to do what we, and why your theme, I don't even know. Format, that's the word I was looking for. Why your format works. It's because it gets people talking, even though, sometimes they get in front of the mic and they're terrified and they lock up. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Even with this show, sometimes
Yeah.
I get all tense about it.
We had one guest, and we actually play the music while we're there, just to kind of give people a break, And this one particular guest, she was she would give us like monosyllabic answers when we were asking her while we were recording, and then when we'd stop and we'd play the music, she'd start talking away. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and I eventually do say to her, stop. I want you to say that when we're recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. It's stage fright. It's something to that effect. But
Well, I mean, like we were saying before, our first 8 episodes, we were not even putting them up.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we were figuring it out, and I mean it's you even go back 30 episodes, and it's not where we're
go
at
back
right now.
5. It's terrible.
Yeah, we really hit our stride in December of last year.
I listened to the first couple of shows we did, and right now me and Mike have got the the format down. Hi, I'm Andy Reid, and I'm Mike Porter. And when I listen to the first one, it's like, hello, I'm Andy Reid, and hello, I'm Mike Porter. And you're like, I'm driving, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
like you're reading off a sheet of paper.
Yeah, I did go back and it was a while ago now, but went back and listened to that best of you cut together, the first 5 that we never put up. Oh my god, it's so bad.
We're overly excited.
Yeah, and it was we would bullshit for an hour before we'd start, and we'd stop in the middle and go eat dinner and get drunk and then come back and finish it, and it was just terrible.
Have you never thought about doing one of those drunk historian programs where
something like that?
Maybe just analyze one person drunk and say, right, give us an account of that.
We kind of did that last
last week with Tanner,
not with Tanner, with Christian.
Yeah. Oh my god,
that was fun.
So after the show was over, so no one at home has heard or seen this, but I'm going to cut together a video. After the show was over, all of my cameras are dead, so I recorded it on my cell phone, and we're not recording the show, but we had talked about him coming on your show, and by this point, he drank a half a bottle of bourbon by the time the show was over, and then he tells the story about him almost drowning in the foam.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just slurring beyond belief, and just totally, he got up, he brought the delivery from Crafted Cup over to the other place across the river. It went back home, went right back to sleep. He was just hungover for 24 hours.
Oh my, lovely boy, lovely.
Yeah.
He was a good guest. I must admit, I enjoyed the show.
Yeah, it was interesting to meet him, listen to him, and then meet him, and then sit here and then do it again with him. And I was like, oh boy, he's a different Christian.
You know, one of the things I would say about having a guest, you need to invest in them. You need to invest time and a wee bit of research.
Oh, yeah.
Because the more research you do, the more you get out of it.
For sure.
And you've got to enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, up until recently, you're probably the first person we've had on this show that we don't really know. So this is totally new.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there have been people that you've brought on that I didn't know very well, and people that I brought on that you didn't know very well. But I mean, aside from our interactions at the coffee shop, we don't know each other at all.
No.
So this is totally new territory for us.
And I didn't realize you were going to be naked for the table down. Finding out
it gets very hot down here.
It is warm.
It gets very warm, so I need to make sure I air out.
Right. Okay.
The whole thing. I have to hose down my chair after every show. So, what the hell made you? So, were you grew up in Scotland and everything, and then you left, came here, went back.
It involved
born here, went back.
It involved a woman.
Oh, yeah.
As it does, doesn't it?
So you grew up in Scotland?
Yeah, I grew up in Scotland, and I worked for Pepsi
Okay.
as a truck driver.
Oh, all right.
I've done a lot of things, but I was a truck driver. And then I decided I don't want to be a truck driver for the rest of my life. So I chucked it and
Decided that being a comedian would be a good career.
No, actually, I robbed a bank and I decided I was going to go to college and camp. I don't know if you've ever heard of Camp America. It's basically an organisation who set up, summer camps for kids.
Yeah.
Camp America?
Yeah.
Does Trump run it? Sounds like it would.
USA. USA.
No, that's Orange America. No, so he Camp America.
Sorry.
Camp America is an organisation that helps mainly European people come across to America and work in summer camps for a wee bit of pay, but it helps them to see the country. You know?
I have experienced this because, not at a summer camp, but when we go to the bike rallies, the camp would hire just foreign people.
Yeah,
and sometimes it would be.
All these
Sometimes it would just
around.
no. It would be
but they don't do it anymore. They built a wall.
But sometimes it would, it'd be like a bunch of, German people. They'd all be kind of like from the same country.
Yeah.
And they'd barely speak any English. And then sometimes it would be like a bunch of people from Sweden that speak 7 languages and are totally fine.
So basically, these organisations they get a certain amount of work visas for the summer, and that allows people from Europe and other parts of the world to come across and get some work experience and cultural experience, and then Americans can go abroad to Europe and stuff and do the same thing, and they'll get some visas and stuff like that. So I did this, and then gave up my job and did that, and then went to college.
And how old were you at that point?
4.
I was like, wait, what?
Wow. I'm trying to think what age I was.
Oh, shit.
22 or 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did that, and then I kept in touch with a guy, and I went to college for a year, and then get accepted into university, and I went to see, kept in touch with this guy, and I came back to see him, and he turned out to be a bit of a twat. A twat being a woman's vagina.
Oh yeah, we're aware.
And then when I was staying with him in a shitty bedroom place, horrible, I met the woman who was to become my wife, and she came to stay in Scotland for a long time, and then we came back here, and the two of us went our own ways, and now I met my current.
So when you
partner,
were here,
Julia,
crashing with your...
that was in Brockport, up near Rochester.
Oh, God.
So-
Fuck that shit. How much snow did you get up there? A lot?
Well, it was the summer.
Oh, okay.
But I actually stayed in
Again,
Rochester.
how much snow did you get?
I actually stayed in Rochester for a year, and actually, I've still got good friends up there. But yeah, lot of snow.
What brought you out this way?
Well, I went back to Britain and stayed in Scotland for another 10 years, and then my at the time wife, her daughter stayed in the Catskill Mountains, so she wanted to be near her daughter.
Oh, okay.
So
all right, cool.
So then we split up, and me and Julia are now living in Poughkeepsie. So
how do you like it here compared?
Compared to Scotland, there's pros and cons. There's
Pros and cons.
And that, yes.
How many? Yeah, there's lots of cons in Poughkeepsie.
And cants.
It's getting better.
There's
I like it
Yeah,
here.
they're making the jail bigger. Great.
Well, they're building a big extension or something to the hospital, and hopefully that'll help the economy in some way.
Yeah. Well,
It's more jobs.
Wow, lately, I don't know. I feel pretty good about the area lately, especially because
Well, I mean, you've got a
Crafted
lot
Cup serving beer now. Amazing.
I actually got one of those drafted.
Which one?
drafted coffee.
Yeah,
Nitro?
Hold on. For those listening, I'm moving my hands now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's doing
he's doing hand motions on the radio.
Yeah.
pouring a pint motion.
We were on the radio once, and my colleague Mike, we were interviewing this guy, this pastor, lovely man, pastor. I forget his name. That's terrible. But lovely man, and one of his items was a Bible, and Mike says, "So, pastor, your next item is a Bible. Why do you want to take a Bible?" And I was like, "He's a pastor. Maybe that's why."
You figured he'd have it memorized by then, though.
I was like, "So, Adam, you're taking with you coffee beans. Why is that then?"
That's funny. Like, I didn't even think, like, I got to throw one of mine out now because I got to bring booze.
What's that? Oh, the Growler or whatever?
No. Like, if I were going to stay in a cabin in the Catskills, the first thing I would bring is booze.
Now, in Glasgow, here a growler is a container for alcohol or coffee. A growler in Glasgow is a very ugly woman.
Oh,
so there you are.
That's fun.
So I've had a few growlers in my life, I'll tell you.
Write that down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was saying before, I think the area is starting to really,
pick up.
Not just the attitudes around here. It's not so harsh, and it's more of a sense of community is coming out, and I see like my peers and everything doing their own businesses. This guy right here, Hudson Valley Transmitter, they just had their this is their 1-year anniversary issue just came out, and the guy who runs that used to be the singer in my band when we were in high school.
All right.
And Mike Shishmanian's got Hudson Valley Tattoo Company over in Wappinger. So I used to go to high school with him, and it's just like there's all these...
Track 7 Studios.
He's got Track 7 Studios. He's photography here.
Yeah.
He does photography business here. So there's a lot of our peers are... I see them putting into the community, and it makes me go, it makes me feel kind of like a piece of shit because I don't really do much.
we got
so
this, man.
We got this now, so this is going to be kind of like our outlet for that. But like, just with all that happening, I see this area coming up really well. And if we
feel
do
like
it right,
I see more places popping up than closing down.
Yes,
because it used to be. I mean, especially like Raymond Avenue area, it was like a restaurant would go in, it would close down 6 months later, and then a place that had been there for 10 years would close down. And now it just feels like
in fact, the Crafty Cups expanded in size, so it illustrates that it's doing well, obviously. So.
Tanner's brand new truck and all.
Did he get a brand new truck?
Yeah, he's got a nice new Tacoma.
Ooh.
He's constantly just buying camera gear. Is
that the word not used in a song by who's that guy with the long moustache?
Fu Manchu. He's got like a Fu Manchu.
Freddie Mercury?
No. It'll come to me. I can't remember the name.
Uh-oh.
Nah, we'll no pause. Don't worry, it'll come to me. Don't worry.
No dead air.
That's another thing I've learned to embrace for the podcast is
bad guests.
No. You keep catching me. I can't. Is the
you've got nothing on.
The beautiful silence.
Yeah, just like sometimes it's completely fine. Like, oh, let me look that up. And then 5 or 6 seconds of total silence is fine. Like, no one needs to talk in that time.
Yeah.
People aren't going to lose interest. They'd be like, fuck this and turn it off. No.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not here.
Because they're not listening anyway, so that doesn't matter.
Well,
that's what he said.
I listen. I listen for sure.
Yeah, I listen. So that's 2 downloads a week at least.
That's fantastic.
Well, when we had the Dark Side guys on, we had like 80 that we could see, but our analytics are so.
The Dark Side of
Dark Side Records. They have a podcast as well,
and they've expanded because they were in a small place.
Yeah, they got the nice big place.
Their place is beautiful now. I don't know if
I've not been in it.
It's great.
I hate the location, but it obviously doesn't matter. They're doing pretty well.
No, yeah, it really doesn't matter.
It's just because it's like I used to be able to just ride my bike there or my skateboard, and now it's like I have to cross the arterial, which is not a problem that most people have. So I understand that it's not an issue at all, but it just annoys me.
They got room for a stage, and not just like a tiny little.
Actually, I've heard that on the Radio Woodstock. People playing there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Our next guest, but I guess after that, Frank plays there all the time.
Frank McGinnis.
Frank McGinnis.
They set up shows. They do coloring night. Where
Yeah,
they get
which we
adult-
got it. We have to go to, by the way. It's on the. I don't remember the date. We can
See
look
ya,
it up.
Andy. What
No,
do
I
we
want. I want to.
buy? Hello?
It's
Hello?
not
And
tonight.
that's the show.
Yeah, it's not tonight.
right.
But I want to go to that just to,
So you were
hang
there?
out with them. We'll do some video.
I mean, do
We
I
need
have to?
content.
I really
Yes,
don't want to go.
yes.
I don't really want to.
You don't have to go color.
I'll just.
They're
sit-
also having a not safe for work one where you color vagina
Sorry,
coloring.
I
books.
just thought you say a Nazi night there. I was like, what?
Yeah, they host a,
They
they host
have
a monthly
Nazi
Nazi night.
Everybody, take note.
Yeah.
Every Thursday night at Dark Side Records, they have Nazi night. Come as
Yeah.
your favorite Nazi
Yeah.
for half off used records.
I can trump that one.
So what got you into the radio then?
I used to be the manager of a small museum in a place called I forget the name of the town right now. Just up in the Catskills, it was a small museum,
Mm-hmm.
and it had been devastated in the town with Hurricane Irene.
Oh,
And
yeah, I pass through there once in a while. It's still kind of recovering here and there.
Yeah. So, I got to know this woman in the Catskill Foundation, which is in Hunter Mountain, Hunter the town,
Mm-hmm.
and I was looking for a job, and she said, "I'm looking for somebody to work in the museum to help get it back on its feet again." So we managed to get it somewhat back on its feet, and I was working there, and somebody from the now radio station that I work in, she came along and she said, I'm doing a show, I'm recording a show for people after Irene,
Mm-hmm.
and she was interviewing some people, and the person, the photographer who had a wildlife photographer who's now a good friend of mine, he had taken a lot of photographs of the devastation, and they were up in the of the town, and they were exhibit in the museum.
Oh wow!
And
So they put sorry to stop you, but they put the pictures of the wreckage
yes,
as an opening in the gallery.
yeah,
Wow,
That's cool.
that's
and
pretty ballsy.
well, people
It's pretty badass, actually.
tourists found it really intriguing.
Yeah.
People in the town there was a bit people found it difficult to go and look at it.
Oh, yeah, I don't
You know?
doubt that.
Because
But I mean,
you're talking about people who are going maybe saying that was my neighbour's house and it fell down, and or that was my house and it was condemned and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pretty harsh, but
yeah. But I mean, that's
There was one
harsh
photo that I
that's
saw.
part of art, though.
Yeah,
to show that harsh.
I don't know if it
reality.
was related, but it was something that I saw at the time on Facebook a long time ago. But there was just like a house sliding like down a hill, basically, almost in the road, and just in big red spray painted letters it said "Thanks a lot, FEMA." And
Yeah,
I thought it was just an amazing photograph.
Yeah.
And people like don't. I mean, you don't think that that's going to happen around here because we're so inland, you
Yeah.
know. But that was pretty devastating
Yeah,
for a lot of
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Amy was saying she didn't have power for like 10 days.
yeah.
Oh no, kidding.
Yeah.
What did we do?
Yeah.
Sit on the
We
front
were fine.
porch. We sat on the
Yeah.
front porch drinking more
Yeah.
margaritas.
Yeah, it was just, it was a little windy, a little rainy, and the sky was like a weird purpley color.
Yeah.
And that was all we got.
Was
right
this
around
during
here.
Irene or Sandy or
Both.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah,
we
pretty
we
much.
really lucked out right around here. I mean, I think Irene was a little bit worse. Like we got some rain and had some power outages and stuff, but Poughkeepsie was fine.
Yeah. But going back, I don't want to go too far.
Oh yeah,
because
we
have a
get
habit of.
very derailed. I don't
Yeah.
even remember what we were talking about before.
We're
that.
talking about how you got into radio. You were working.
Oh yeah,
at the
so this
Catskill.
girl, Jess Puglisi, who then became one of our guests, she came and said, I'm doing a recording for the show. She said, do you mind speaking about it? And I said, well, so I spoke, and I explained I wasn't really that much affected because I stayed out of the town, but Prattsville's the name of the town. So
That's the town I was thinking of.
So the photographer, Larry Gambin, who's now my friend, him and his wife, Amelia, were there, and he got interviewed and a couple of other people. And while she was there, I said to her, how can I get a radio show? And she says, well, come up with an idea. And she took my email address and said, I'll send you an application form, and the rest is history.
That's it.
So I come up with an idea, then about 3 months later, I got a phone call. We like your idea,
That's great, man.
So, yeah.
Just gotta be in You just gotta ask.
Got to ask, yeah. It's got to
Yeah,
ask.
put yourself out
That's
there.
the funny thing.
Don't
Like
ask, you don't
sometimes,
get.
like remember when I went to the Bernie Sanders rally? I just was like, "Can I be press?" Sure. It's like people are like, "How'd you get in there and get out?" Like I just fucking asked.
He brought a camera and made it
Yeah.
made himself look presentable.
If you believe it, you can get it sometimes, you know.
Huh.
But
I gotta say the not to sound too like douchey or anything, but the Scottish accent, it's like everything in my power not to start
Doing
like
a Scottish accent.
accidentally speaking.
Does
in
that
a
happen?
Scottish
Does that happen to
accent.
you,
Does
or do
that
you even
happen?
notice?
I witnessed my father-in-law, like he introduced me to a guy he works with, and the guy was he South American? I can't remember, but the guy started speaking to him, just with the accent, and then all of a sudden Jack, this guy from Queens, New York, started speaking in a Spanish accent back to this guy, and I'm staring at him like,
something wrong with you?
What
Are
are
you
you
having a
doing?
stroke or
like,
something?
yeah, I looked around like I was getting
The funny thing
duped
is,
or
the
something.
like, would you even notice if someone slipped into it like a little bit? I mean,
Sometimes I do notice it, you know, and I'm
Yeah.
like, why you hitting me with a Pakistani accent, man?
So I text.
well,
so I-
because to you it just probably sounds like a terrible Scottish
Yeah,
accent.
it does sound a wee bit like Pakistani or
Yeah.
Indian, you know.
I
How you doing?
I send a text to his daughter, my wife's sister, and I say, "Hey, Jack's speaking exactly like Juan. It's weird and freaking me out." She's like, "Oh yeah," and then I text her girlfriend Karina. She goes, "Yeah, Jess does that too." So
It's like it's hard.
I was
I
like,
find that I do it in
I've
my
never heard her
head
do
more
that.
than actually doing it because it's. And when I'm alone, like I'll definitely do accents, which is fun, just for fun though.
don't mean to put that
like
put
some
you on the
some
spot
things
about
are
it. I just,
more. Well, we were definitely going to talk about his
Yeah.
accent at some point. But you know, I don't think.
Christian tried to do my accent.
Yeah. That's
When-
what I was thinking of because and we mentioned that on the show
when?
when he was stone cold sober on his show.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
yeah.
hear that part.
I said, one of your next items is a silver dollar, and he's like, yeah, silver dollar.
Oh,
And I'm like,
God, he's gross.
come on, man.
Yeah, he's a cheesy one, that guy. But he was fun.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Is he still working in what do you call it,
The-
Newport?
yeah, cafeteria. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he
pretty much
didn't-
managing,
He
like
did
running
not
that
get
shop.
fired.
He did
if
not
that's
get
what you're
fired.
asking.
But funny enough, when I was jokingly saying, "Hey Siri, fire Adam tomorrow," like about Tanner,
Yeah.
it fucking woke me up at 9 a.m. and gave me a reminder to fire myself. Yeah,
Do you want
So-
to?
we could. This is gone already, though.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
See, with the technology you've got in the coffee machines nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
is it quite idiot proof? So
No,
thank
yeah,
you. No,
definitely not.
because I can tell.
You can tell between baristas, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. The biggest thing is temperature. That's the biggest difference between two different people. So our machine is volumetric. So there is some technology going into it that gives consistency.
Right.
So every shot is going to be the same size, the same volume, but you have to adjust the grinder so that it pulls in the correct amount of time because you want that ounce.
Right. So
yeah.
So in layman's terms, how does one make a shite coffee, and how does one make
so-
a good coffee?
So what do you usually get? You get a latte?
I get see. He should know.
I should know.
Usually.
Well, the problem is I see you maybe once a week.
Yeah.
Most of the regulars I see twice a day.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like he said, "Oh,
Hmm.
Andy Reid's coming on. He's a customer," and I'll say to him, "What does he drink?" Like I just
Yeah.
do that. Because
Yeah, but I don't recall off the top of my head. Maybe if I was standing there, I might.
That's like a bartender thing.
Yeah.
When I
Small-
used to
yeah.
bartend, I used to know the regulars exactly what
Yeah.
they wanted. As they were coming in the door, I'd already be starting on their stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Small Americano.
Small Americano.
That
Okay, so
he
the
said
thing.
that.
Yeah, did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. You see, like I remembered at the
And
time.
then we got into a conversation about what the fucking Americano
So the
is,
thing,
'cause I
yes,
don't
we
really
did.
know.
Yeah, we did. So the thing with the Americano, the difference is going to be, So chances are, if you had me make your Americano, you're not going to like it as much as if you had Amber make it, because Amber is on the machine longer for the day.
I like her. She's a nice girl.
She's the best. She's listening right now while babysitting.
Who's this?
Amber.
Ambular.
Now, can I just say, Amber, if you are listening, I did not know that, and when I said she's a nice girl, I truly meant it.
Yeah,
It wasn't fabricated.
What is he barking at?
I don't know.
It's Amber at the door with a gun. She's like,
So for instance, she's on the machine longer usually for the day. Right. So as the grind gets adjusted, so it's coarser or finer, that affects how long the water takes to pull through it, because the finer it is, the more compact everything gets, and it's just a harder puck. So as the water comes through, it takes longer to get the same amount through it.
Yep.
And when that happens, it gets more bitter, gets stronger. So if the grind is set up to match her tamp, which is where you put the thing and you press down with the tamp, you need to have those two things dialed in so that your pull's like between 20 and 26 seconds. We shoot for 24. That's where you want it. So if you had me jump on the machine, when me and Amber work together, she's always on the machine, I'm always on the register, because she's a little faster, and she gets a little lippy if she has to deal with too many customers. So she prefers to be over there where she doesn't have to talk to people. And I prefer.
Does she know that about herself?
She's absolutely aware of it.
Right.
So
Amber gets a little salty.
Yeah. So once all that stuff's dialed in, so being that you get an Americano, you are just tasting the espresso. So that's even more. So like a latte, there's like another element involved, whereas like I tend to make my lattes too hot, whereas other people tend to make them too cold, that kind of thing. And that really affects the whole flavor.
Right.
So
Holy Moses.
There's a lot that goes into it, dude.
Yeah,
Have you seen my latte art lately?
He was explaining
on
to
fucking
me
point.
A conical filter. He's like, I can get you one. It's the best way to make coffee. Which
Is that the filter with the that's the way I make my coffee?
The Chemex we sell? Yeah, that's
like,
the best way to make coffee.
You just get the water at like 185.6 degrees, and then you slowly drizzle it over the top very slowly. I'm like, I'm not taking half an hour to make 1 cup of coffee.
Do you drink?
No. You make a pot. You make 4 cups of coffee.
Does he drink Folgers? Something like that?
He drinks some fucking crap.
I do. I got a giant thing of Folgers,
dude,
because I
can get you a pound of good coffee for $6.
Yet I don't have them.
Whoa.
So why? Just give me $6 and I'll fucking get it for you.
It's $14 for me.
Yeah.
Is it $14?
It's $14, yeah. But it's $6 for me.
How about Tanner just gives me free coffee
Son
instead
of
of
a
a
bitch.
giant bottle of bourbon?
Oh, by the way,
he's gonna
remember,
drink half of.
you remember when I was saying how there was 5 gallons of coffee sitting at the coffee shop?
Yes.
Yeah, this is fucking great. He was all pissed off about this because they didn't pick up this donation, right? He got the week wrong. It was yesterday was when it got picked up.
Did he? What?
He
What did he give
admitted it. Well, he gave it to like he was like, yeah. So this was the donation that was supposed to go out last week.
Old coffee?
No. He brewed new coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like no, it's hot coffee. You can't give it to him a week later.
Here's the reheated week old coffee.
I don't even know how you'd heat that up.
Oh yeah, you just throw it in the microwave. 1 cup at a time.
No. He kept it. And then he reheat it, and then he wrote on his side, Starbucks.
Yeah, he started a wood fire. He got a big kettle, and he just started
stirring
it
it
with a paddle out back until it was nice and hot.
I was in London a couple of years ago for my mate George's wedding, and I saw this independent small coffee maker, just a small, tiny room, if you like. And it was called Starbucks.
Starbucks?
Starbucks. I was like, that's cool.
Were they any good?
I don't know. I was in a car.
Yeah, I want to.
All this coffee talk should have been happening last week.
I know we didn't talk about coffee at all.
Well, he's working with coffee every day. The last thing I do is talk about it.
Very true.
But like, I don't know. I kind of like that because like no one's ever asked me that. Like, why does it taste different when he makes it versus
Adam
when you make it?
loves to be asked questions.
Are you crying, Adam?
No, I'm just so happy.
He loves to show you how much he knows.
That's the crux of it.
Well, I used to roast my own beans, actually. I had
yeah?
I've still got the small individual bean roaster.
That's cool.
You can do that?
Yeah, I've actually wanted to do it myself, like get raw beans. And Lowell made a documentary about Ethiopian Jews. It's very interesting. It's a huge long story. You should check out the documentary. But anyway, they do traditional Jewish ceremonies for everything. Like they're very but one thing that's added in is coffee, and they actually take green coffee beans and roast them in a frying pan, and right from there grind them while they're still hot.
Yeah, I saw that
coffee.
actually. I saw that program. Some guy, it's a bald-headed guy. He does food. It's like Bizarre Foods or something. Like that.
Andrew Zimmerman. Yeah.
He was in Ethiopia, and they were roasting the beans right there on the fire, and then straight into it. And then,
so that's probably the same thing.
And it was Ethiopia.
Yeah, and I would just love to try that because apparently the flavor is completely different when you grind them when they're still hot.
Right.
So, and apparently it's very bitter and over-extracted, but delicious. Kind of like Turkish coffee.
Yeah. Have you ever tried that coffee that comes from the old feces?
No.
I forget the name of it.
Yeah,
Kofi Luwak.
Kofi Annan.
Kofi Annan eats coffee beans. He shits them out, and then they
It's called peace coffee.
the stomach acids in Kofi Annan's stomach acids break down the beans.
Right.
But
it breaks down the berry, the berry that's around the bean, because coffee beans are not beans; they're seeds.
Right.
They're the core of a berry. So it breaks down the berry, and then something about the acid in the stomach pulls a lot of the bitterness and the tannins out of the coffee bean, so it's a really smooth coffee. I would absolutely
What's
drink
it called?
this.
Coffee what?
It's called Kopi.
Kopi.
Kopi Luwak. Luwak.
Yeah, and it's like really expensive, like $50, $80 a pound or something.
Yeah,
I think a lot more than that. I think it's like $50 or $80
It's
an
something
ounce.
ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
And it's
because like a cup of coffee is $40.
I had a it was a coffee stout, and it's gonna kill me not to know the brewer, but a long time ago before I was diagnosed, I had
celiac disease.
I had a coffee stout that was made with the Kopi Luwak coffee.
Oh right, much was that? Much was the beer?
It was I don't know.
It's probably not going to be that much more expensive because I mean that sounds like a lot, $50 an ounce.
It was
but hops are $50 an ounce. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like as an ingredient, it's different than because to make a cup of coffee, it's going to take an ounce of coffee beans. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
but the beer was good. I can't say about the coffee straight up.
How did it taste? I don't know. I was drunk.
I feel like something like that is more of a gimmick than anything because a coffee stout has very little actual coffee in it.
Yeah,
it doesn't take very much because like. My dad did a coffee stout, and it took him a pound of coffee beans for a 5-gallon batch of beer.
Found it,
and it was a little too strong, to be honest. So,
and that beer is called the beer I was talking about is called McKellar Beer Geek Brunch Weasel.
Beer Geek Brunch Weasel.
Yeah, it's an imperial oatmeal stout, which is brewed with one of the most expensive coffees made from the droppings of weasel-like civet cats.
This is good shit, man.
Yeah, literally good shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I would love to try it. It's just
I'd be like
the price is just so prohibitive.
It's a bit gassy, you know. It's
well, the thing is, it's like you take this bean, and it went through the digestive tract of an animal.
They wash it.
Well, they don't have to.
They wash it in dawn.
It's roasted over a fire, fucking 400 degrees. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing, and then it's ground up, and you pour fucking 200-degree water on it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's still a hang-up for a lot of people.
For sure.
When I was showing that bottle of beer around to people, they were like,
gross.
That's disgusting.
Well, I would absolutely eat. Well, the dogfish head, the chia beer that they made.
Oh, They
You
made
remember-
chia beer?
No, it wasn't chia. It's
Oh, the corn.
chicha.
Chicha, yeah.
Yeah, so
This
it's
way you drink a bottle of beer, then this like green
Yeah.
stuff starts coming out your head. Yeah, it's
No,
like-
they put chia in the beer, so it's more like a pudding.
no, it's actually called chicha. It's made from blue corn, and
right.
the traditional way to start the fermentation process is to chew it and then spit it into a bucket.
Yes, the amylase, I guess, is
Yeah, there's an
the
enzyme in humans in most mammals spit that actually breaks down the sugars in the corn that allows the yeast to eat it. Yeah. So they seriously had everyone that works at Dogfish Head just chew on it,
chewing
and
corn and
spitting it into
a
5-gallon buckets until they had enough to make a full barrel. So that's like 55 fucking gallons or something like that.
But it took them like what, like a month?
It took them it took like a week.
Oh, it was a week.
Because it was a beer, because they can't technically make a corn beer because of the way that their liquor license was in Maryland. We're going back to a show that we watched fucking 7 years ago. But anyway, so they had to add like wheat to it in order to call it beer. And a bunch of people spit in it, but it was boiled. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to hurt you. It's just you got to get over that like ew, gross kind of thing.
It's just most of these people who turn their nose up at these things eat McDonald's and all that, and it's, they don't know where the meat comes from.
Yeah, and like it's completely fine to have like a certain percentage of animals, like bugs and fucking mice and shit like that.
Yeah, McDonald's burger patties were made out of earthworms when I was in high school.
Yeah,
Or
they really?
junior
That
high
was made
school.
up.
Yeah, that's what they.
Now they're made of gym mats.
Gym mats and what's that pink shit?
Okay, so gym mats have one ingredient, and no, it's McDonald's chicken nuggets. Gym mats have one ingredient, and it's a foam, right? And a McDonald's chicken nugget has almost 200 ingredients, and one of those ingredients is the same foam they make gym mats out of.
You serious?
Yeah. Yeah, the pink slime that they make fucking chicken nuggets out of, there is like it's like some sort of organic chemical thing that makes this foam. It's the same stuff that they made the fucking dinosaurs at a Jurassic Park. What the fuck's it called? It's some sort of a foam rubber.
That foam shit.
It's some sort of a foam rubber that's edible.
Nugget foam.
It's edible, but it's not food.
Chicken foam.
And they use that to give it like the springiness. Like you know the McDonald's chicken nugget, you bite into it and you can like squeeze it.
Yeah, you look on the inside, and I used to think as a kid,
I don't know if I've ever eaten one.
You're a fucking lucky person.
As a kid,
That
I
shit is
thought they
gross.
used tripe. Oh, hold on, let me see if I can get a picture of tripe. I think it's tripe is like stomach, cow stomach lining, and if you look at tripe, let me see if I can get a thing. Yeah, there you go. There's a good picture of it. Let me throw it. Hold on.
Yeah, you can put it up here.
So
Oh,
if you look
that's
at it,
interesting.
Lovely.
that's what tripe looks like. And I thought as a kid,
I just noticed.
yeah.
We're not doing that today.
I
We
know.
have to keep this R-rated.
All right. If you bite into a chicken nugget and look into it, it looks like that pitted kind of like English muffin type look, nooks and crannies.
That looks. What the fuck English muffins are you eating? That looks like a sea sponge.
I'm just talking about the nooks and crannies.
Looks like something you would see in one of those, GCI detective New York things. This is a particle of his brain, sir.
Yeah. I don't know. You look at the inside of a chicken nugget, it looks like that. I don't know, but yeah, for the longest time, I thought that's what they were made out of. But it turns out no, they're made out of gym mats.
Gym mats.
And 199 other things.
Wow. And they cost, how much did it cost? $1.49
Yeah,
for
you get
10.
fucking like 12 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to say I've eaten fast food in the past few years for sure.
Cat food is
but-
more expensive.
Oh, for sure. But I
probably
have
better
not.
for
I
you.
have officially not eaten McDonald's in at least 7 or 8 years. I just. Well, you haven't either.
So you have celiac?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nasty.
I've had it for quite a while. Actually, just today, got a bunch of.
Have you had it since you were born?
No. It just popped up. I actually read an interesting article, and I forgot to save it. TBHQ is a preservative. University of Michigan is actually looking into whether or not that preservative causes DNA mutations, and they think that it might have something to do with digestive diseases.
Oh.
IBS, celiac, just gluten intolerance type stuff, gallbladder issues, which I'm actually into right now. I got to get my gallbladder removed.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, apparently you don't need it. The doctor came and sat down and had a big old smile on his face. He goes, "You're too young to have this kind of stuff going on. What's the deal?" Like, it was just a nonchalant little thing. He gave me a little pamphlet, and he's like, "We'll give you a call. I can do it in like 2 weeks. You want?"
Looks like it's just
It's like an office visit.
living without a gallbladder, and it's just like an old guy like this, and his wife's fucking.
Yeah, apparently it's just a no big deal procedure. So
How old are you?
I'm 34.
How old are you?
34. Yeah.
Well, wait
he
till
just
you-
had a birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
When was the birthday?
February 2nd.
Groundhog
Oh,
Day. We
well
call him
done.
Punxsutawney Bosch.
Well, what?
It's Groundhog Day. Do you not have that in Scotland?
Nah.
Scottish.
No, it's called a hangover.
Scottish Groundhog
It's just
Day.
called the weekend.
Yeah, here we have this dumb. You know about it though. The groundhog and everything like that.
Punxsutawney
Yeah.
Phil.
What's that movie? We
Groundhog Day.
Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Groundhog
Murray,
Day.
Bill Murray.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the celiacs. That's not too bad.
Well, some people get really affected, don't they?
I'm one of those guys. One of those people who don't. Like, I can have it and it won't bother me unless I keep having it, and then eventually it will. I've become more sensitive to it, but not as bad. Oh, actually, the nurse that was talking to me before I got my consultation about the surgery, she has identical symptoms to me. Like, when they tested my blood, I actually went, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, do you ever eat a piece of bread and feel sick?" No. I eat bread, I drink beer, I eat pasta, all that
I feel
stuff.
happy.
I feel great. And they're like, "Well, you have it, and it could cause cancer, and you need to stop eating bread and gluten and all that, and beer and all that stuff." So ever since then, it's all been downhill.
Yeah. Well, I've got my boss has got severe celiacs.
No kidding. Severe?
Yeah, so if she, say for example, you use a knife that you cut a cake with that's got wheat in it, and then you
Get the
cut something else,
fuck outta
and
here.
she'll start to feel really unwell, and she'll start learning her speech and stuff like that. Yeah.
Shit.
So we
That's terrible.
We really need to make sure that she's getting involved.
I couldn't
in
even
it all week.
imagine that. Like, we have a couple customers that have the same kind of thing. Like, where, like, I had a customer ask me, have I handled a bagel at all since before I washed my hands, like before I gave them a coffee, and that's the same thing.
Yeah. It must be horrible to have to live like that. Must
Sorry,
be
my
horrible.
hair's bothering me.
Yeah, it's the beer thing. I could.
The
I
beer
think I could
thing-
get over almost everything but beer.
The beer thing kind of.
Cadbury's chocolate for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beer
There's
thing.
got to be a ton of gluten in that.
Who cares?
The beer. The beer thing wasn't so bad. I mean, it sucks because but nowadays the way it is, they
You can't
have.
try the heady topper.
Yeah, we should do that right now.
Well, the
I
heady
can't-
topper is gone. I'm sorry.
like this beer right here.
I think this guy's got a problem every time we go to like taste one. He's like, "I'm sorry, it's gone."
I do have a new one that we can try.
Alchemist, the Alchemist, they do the heady topper, and this crazy. It's a black IPA type.
No,
or is
no,
it
it's
heavy?
it's a
no,
it's a
Imperial stout.
No, it's a fairly standard American IPA. I don't know what the big deal is.
Oh, everybody.
I
talks,
mean, it's great.
I'm thinking
It's
of a different one.
really good, but it's not good enough for people to drive 4 fucking hours and wait in line for.
Yeah, it's
I
only.
just
Is that
don't-
this?
yeah.
What's the name of the brewery?
The Alchemist. They're in
Vermont.
Vermont.
All right.
So
Right.
one of our regulars, thank you, Matt, I appreciate it. He was up there on like a family trip or whatever, and he posts on Facebook of him holding a case of the stuff, and I was like, "Ooh, presents for Crafted Cup," and he took that literally and brought us a couple 4-packs.
And did you
So-
give him a free coffee?
We give him free coffee all the time.
No, no.
Yeah. So he's a great guy. He has an adorable baby.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I took pictures of.
Do you give the baby free?
Yeah, she
gives
gets
the baby free
babies
coffee?
get free lattes at Crafted Cup.
In Britain or in Ireland, I was out, my brother bought his little girl I think it was called a baby chino,
What?
and it's basically just
Steam milk.
Steam milk, foamy milk.
Oh, that's
so that
funny.
the baby
All right,
looks
yeah.
like it feels like she's involved. You know.
That's a good
So-
idea.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, baby chinos.
Sell them for like $20.
Yeah.
I think they're free. Actually, they're free. So it's just
Oh, they're
so
free.
the baby is.
You'd have to.
So
Anyway,
Well,
Heady
so
Topper.
Heady Topper is great. Certainly not worth even waiting in line for at all.
yeah, we have to take your opinion on it.
Yeah, because I drank it all. But I have a much better one, which I did save from the same brewery.
that you're gonna share.
I am going to share. If you could hand
Like
me
it's
your,
a-
hand your
Good
glass
boy.
there.
Pappy Porter,
So this is Pappy's Porter. This is a new. You just want a little splash.
just a splash. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
You like
Right.
you like darker stuff, or
Actually, it's funny you should say that. I'm a dark beer man.
yeah?
well,
Yeah. So you want me just to
Scotland.
try this and give you
yeah,
my?
try it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what you think. So I'm amazed that these made it to the show because they were in my fridge for 3 or 4 days. I had 4. I had 2 of each, but I couldn't bring them all.
I knew that.
Yeah, and especially when you want a little more.
Oh, so it's good.
That's fine. Now I'll
So,
tell. I was going to make a joke, right? But then I tasted it. I was like, "Hey, that's really good."
So this is probably one of the best porters I've ever had, to be honest.
God damn
Yeah.
it.
That
do you wanna
really,
try a
really
little
nice.
sip?
Nah, I
No?
really can't.
It's really nice.
Trying to be good.
It's
So
strong.
it's super dark, not too much alcohol flavor. It's about 5% alcohol by volume.
That's it.
Yeah, which is not that much for a porter, so it's pretty low alcohol. But it's super dark, super chocolatey, and it has all of the flavors of like a really good stout without being really heavy.
Oh.
Like I could drink this all night. A lot of coffee, a lot of chocolate.
I could see the foam in it, like from
Yeah.
here.
I'll be
It's-
honest with you. I think about 3 of them, and I'd be like, right, I need. Ask me. I've went too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
it's-
ride a skateboard here. I don't have to drive. so.
It is really strong. It's yeah, it's really nice.
Trying to talk shit,
Yeah.
can't do it.
So yeah, I mean this beer I would say is twice as good as Heady Topper because it's different. It kind of sets itself apart a little bit because it's a lower alcohol. It's something you could definitely drink all night. It's very bold, slightly bitter, so it's a little bit more hop than your average porter, but it has more drinkability than a stout of comparable flavor profile.
Notice the 2 approaches there. He's giving you a really detailed. I'm like, yeah, it's nice.
Sometimes
good.
that's better. I mean,
cold.
honestly, like when it's like
foamy.
it's like when I like cook something and
Lovely.
fucking nobody's talking. I'm just like I did a good job. You know, I mean, this I think
This'll
is,
make
is
you go
way
to
better
the.
than Heady.
This'll make your
And
jobby shiny in the morning. I'll tell you that.
I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm talking shit about Heady Topper because then I sound like a contrarian. But for me, it's like when I've had this beer many times because I've like known people that like live up there and would
That
get
one or that one.
this one here.
Right.
I've never. This is new.
So what's that one?
This is Heady Topper. This is an IPA.
See, I don't like IPAs.
Yeah.
You ever been like drunk and you're like vomiting, right? And you're like,
Okay.
right?
I've
No,
heard-
Yeah,
no.
I could
and
see
then
that.
and then you're finished and you're like you're still vomiting and it's like bile coming out.
Yeah.
That's what IPA tastes like to me.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad I didn't
I've
save
heard-
any of them.
I've heard
So I-
people
I
say
also-
that though before.
I also kind of thought we were going to jump right into what are you drinking, and then we didn't, and then I just drank it all. But this is also 8% alcohol, and you said you weren't much of a drinker, especially when you're
I'm
driving,
fine.
So,
Actually,
Um,
I like Keegan Ale's
Mother's Milk.
Mother's Milk.
Yeah,
So
that's a great one.
That's a lovely beer.
Yeah.
it's a classic.
Yeah,
And
I one time
I-
I partied with all those guys for like 24 hours straight. It was a pretty awesome weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working for Brotherhood Winery,
Right.
which basically means like I didn't know anything about wine at the time. I hated wine. And basically, I was working for them to just unload the van and then load the van back up the next day for the beer and wine festival. But I only did it so that I could get free access to the beer and wine festival. So I'd go up there, I'd have a ride in a van, and then the 2 people that were working for them just talked about wine, poured wine all day, and I didn't have to do anything. I just unloaded, set up, and then went and got drunk.
It's your dream job.
It's amazing. It's 2 hours worth of work. You get a hotel room, and you can drink your face off for 12 hours. So I started talking to the Keegan Ales guys. We traded all of our open wine, because it just gets dumped. We traded all of our open wine for cases of beer. And then we went to their room and just fucking partied the whole night. It was awesome.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a great gig. I wish I could still do that. I mean, maybe I should reach out to him and stuff.
That's one of my favourite. I like, I like Guinness as well, but I don't like the draft Guinness.
Oh yeah.
I like
the extra stout.
I like the bottles that are not draft.
That's the one I used to drink.
Yeah.
I don't like the.
The nitrous or the nitro really, really changes the flavor profile too.
Well, it's. Not so much that, it's the heft of it is gone. Like the body of it is gone.
Yeah.
You know? The ones in the bottles is nice and heavy stout.
Yeah.
The ones in the cans, it just tastes like a really watery dark ale.
Yes.
I can't stand that shit.
Well,
that used to drive me bonkers about stouts when I was drinking them. And now with the gluten-free beers, there's no one on this planet can make a decent tasting stout. I've had ones that they've tried and it didn't come out very good. You know, so that's kind of I don't even bother anymore, really.
Just buy a crappy one and put some Folgers in it.
I just buy bourbon or tequila or gin. Fuck it. I'm just gonna go deep.
One thing that I was thinking was if we ever got famous, let's just pipe dream right now. There's gonna be a kegerator in the studio.
A kegarina.
Kegerator. So like we have at the coffee shop with three pulls, 3 different beers. And I was just like, what's Bosch gonna do? That's gonna just make him feel bad. And I was like, we could put a gluten-free one in there, but nobody really wants that. But I was thinking,
sit in there for months.
No, we could do a cider.
It's like the handicap
parking
day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the handicapped host.
Well, we'll put a little 3-gallon keg of something gluten-free for Bosch.
Don't worry about it. 2 beers and I'm done anyway.
Yeah.
So, I've always been a lightweight when it comes to alcohol.
Yeah. I'm pretty good now.
Yeah, I'm good at drinking.
Back then, not so much. Back when I was a kid.
No, there were a couple times where he's thrown up in my bedroom when we were teenagers. Ryan and I have known each other since high school, by the way.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
So, are we going to hear more about this, you two in the bedroom? Vomit?
No, it was usually he'd just drink some wine and
can't quit you.
And then throw up on the floor.
No, let's give me some fucking credit, please. I'd show up, I'd start drinking whatever cans of beers around. Someone shows up with some vodka. Okay, I guess we're doing vodka now. Hey, I found this bottle of White Zinfandel. I'm gonna drink that too. Ooh, popcorn. I feel sick. I'm gonna go lay down. And then about half an hour later, I hear up the stairs, and the door flies open, the lights turn on, and he yells at me, "There's going to be a fight in my yard!" And I sit up in bed. I had just gotten to the point where the spins were starting to stop, and then when that light came on, boy, everything came up. I'm like, I'm going to puke. Right on it.
You did throw up in a garbage. That was fine. No, I was thinking about the time you threw up on a board game.
There was that.
Fun.
And then there was the other time. And the time after that, it's just, I was terrible. I was the first guy out and sick. It was.
So have you ever seen Train Spotting?
Yes, many times.
Sick boy.
Yes.
You're sick boy.
Yes. I hear they're doing a second one.
They are. It's like an actual legit sequel with everybody.
Actually, I don't know if I feel good about that.
Actually, I was talking to my brother about it today. He said it was fantastic.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant.
Is this going to be on me the whole time?
Oh, I forgot about it.
Because Bree's saying stuff to me. I'm itchy. I have dry skin.
And then she said she hates us. Kurt's watching now.
Yeah.
Hey, this is kind of working. Look at all
I
these
just
people.
don't. I'm sorry. I lost I lost my train of thought before. I was saying your friend said it looked good. What? Huh? Was somebody saying?
No, I was talking to my brother about it. He said it was fantastic.
Oh, it's out?
Yeah, it's out in Britain.
Oh, I didn't know it was out yet.
Yeah, it's out.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Brilliant.
Well, that's exciting. I'll check it out.
They're all in it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I love the original.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Choose life. Choose life. Choose this. Choose that. Choose that. No, it's choose life. Choose Facebook. Choose internet.
It just came out.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks ago. It was released in the UK January 27th. Worldwide throughout February and March 2017. Gotta go see that.
I'm going to go and see it.
Yeah, I love Ewan McGregor. I want to be friends with him. I want to go on motorcycle
It's shite
trips.
being Scottish.
I was gonna chime in with you, but I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I just thought
if I have four more beers, I'll do a Scottish accent.
no,
but yeah, it's fun. It's fun to say things in a Scottish accent when you're alone.
But what I like about when, if I'm somewhere like a bar or whatever, and you get some cocky New Yorker coming in and he's got a really attractive woman with him, and he's like, he walks up, and he's kind of,
And she just fucking melts when you say one word.
She's standing at the back and he's like, what part of Ireland are you from? And I'm like,
oh man,
Scotland, man.
And you got your
and then you see her going, I know he's an arsehole.
And there's you with your salt and pepper hair, and your just came in from a
He's 1.5 Guinnesses in, falling down.
Yeah, I'm like, gosh.
Hair's all styled like you just got out of a convertible.
Give me a call.
They can't help it. I actually, you know what? We want to hear something funny. Tony, for another podcaster around here, Hudson Valley Legends, she said, Mike and I are watching. I can listen to that man talk all day, and the googly eyes thing. So,
all right, sweetheart.
Yeah, so she
taken Tony.
She said that pretty much the same thing to me, but she said, message Ryan, but it makes sense he's not looking. Loving the show tonight.
It's hard for me to pay attention.
Yeah, you're not good at things.
Yeah, I got jealous when he said he was going on your show.
Yeah.
By himself, and I was like, well, I wanted to go.
Well, no, here's what happens is he can go on, and then you can listen to the mistakes he makes, and you can improve on it and go on next.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I have to sit there. I'm going to be sitting there the whole time going, don't curse, don't curse, don't curse. Don't curse. In my head.
Yeah, it'll be like you walking down the stairs with a railing. we're filming a short for, you want to plug it?
Oh, yeah, I hate to, toot our own horn, but since you brought it up.
We're kind of a big deal.
Hudson Valley Transmitter, whose 1-year anniversary just came out. Please pick it up at your local coffee shops and places like that. They are doing a variety show on Tuesday, March 14th at 7 p.m. It's at Quinn's. That's 330 Main Street in Beacon. No cover charge.
So what kind of variety? Like somebody's maybe reading a poem, somebody's doing a bit of comedy.
Local,
it's probably going to be a lot of that. Yeah,
it's local poets, musicians, comedians, and they've asked us to do a short video type thing because they're also going to be showing films and stuff too. I think shorts and everything.
Yeah, they have like a projector and stuff. So we what we do doesn't really work for a live thing. Well, unless we did like something scripted, which I don't think either of us want to do.
I used to do the afternoon show on the radio with my guy Kieran, and we used to do them every Monday from 4 until 6, and we were asked to do it in a bar in Hudson. So we did the show live from this bar.
How did it go?
It was fantastic. By the end of it, Kieran was drunk as a skunk and I was sober. But so as the show progressed, I was doing the ad-libbing and talking and keeping things going and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. That's
kind
of
the way it works here.
And,
like this pile of beer cans is going to get a lot bigger in the next 20 to 25 minutes.
Mark Gerlach, he runs the show over there. He just approached us and was like, "Hey, can you guys do something?" And him and I sat down for an actual legit meeting.
Yeah, I only had 4 beers,
and we hashed out something that we could do to kind of show.
This was in Quinn's.
What the show's about.
No, it was here. We met here to do this, and the show is going to be down there.
Yeah.
So, we're doing we're shooting for like a 2.5-3 minute short.
Sure,
it's gonna be like a produced thing. It's got a story.
Great.
It's completely fucking stupid.
Well,
and I don't think anyone's gonna think it's funny but us. But I don't care.
Nothing wrong with stupid.
Well, but it's not. It's not like funny, ha ha.
Was it obtuse?
Yeah, it's
more. We want everyone
Deadpan?
for the first minute and a half to be like, what the fuck is happening? What are we looking at? What am I supposed to be? I just want it to build to the point where they're like, oh, they're fucking with us. Okay.
Why?
Yeah, I get it now. Thank you.
Why is he wearing a mankini? And why is he licking his nipple? I do not know, but hey, get the beers in.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like,
is that an idea you've taken?
I do the
no,
whole.
this is the whole thing. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. With comedy and everything like that, like I've said it before. I do the Andy Kaufman type thing where it's almost like I don't quite care if you think it's funny. I think it's funny, so I'm gonna do it. And I'm almost my own audience sometimes. And he's kind of the same way. So when
Which
we
is why this show has stayed in this basement for this long.
That's called schizophrenia.
When we get together, we just fuck with each other and fuck with the people listening.
I'm glad you added with each other there.
Yeah, when we get together, we just fuck.
2 hours recorded fucking.
Brokeback Poughkeepsie.
Oh boy.
I can't quit you.
Oh man, a lot more than I thought we were going to get thrown out. So yeah, Hudson Valley Transmitter variety show, Tuesday, March 14th, 7 p.m. Show up early, I guess, because if there's no cover charge, I don't know how big this place Quinn's is, but
so they got a lot of people coming in. I would imagine that it's going to be, musicians, poets, that kind of thing, because that's what their publication's really about, is about artists and people that are doing cool things. Yeah. And it's kind of like a sci-fi publication at first, but I feel like they've branched out a little bit more from that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool if you want to check it out.
Well, they don't want to alienate themselves. I was really bad. Sorry. Cut that out.
I'm going to just sit here and read this newspaper while you guys do the rest of their show after that.
So we do need a bombing thing. I mean, we could start with the crickets, but so we're going to do a video short, and there's definitely someone else that's doing some video stuff, at least one person. Because he said they do have a projector there. And like we were trying to think of what we could do, because this show is primarily audio, but it's very multimedia. Like we're streaming live on YouTube now. We're streaming live on Facebook right here. And then this is all going to go on Instagram in like produced things. And most of all of these cameras and stuff, this is all like pretty recent. Like we've decided to just fucking shotgun people in the face with our show, so they have to watch it. We want to get to the point where it's like, if I don't fucking watch this, I'm just gonna have to block these assholes on Facebook.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And then we can weed out our real fans.
So I think it's been working. I mean, we've been averaging 1, 2, 3 new followers every day. That Louis thing that I did.
I thought it was great.
Have you ever watched Louis C.K.'s show?
I've not watched the show. Mike has.
Yeah,
I've not. So
you probably wouldn't get it then, so we won't play it. But I did a short last night. This is 3 a.m. I just couldn't sleep, and I just had this idea, and I had to make it. And then I was like, so it's kind of like us parodying the intro to the show, and so I had to illegally download the fucking intro from YouTube.
Yeah,
like the song. And then I had to download the font that they use and then cut it together. So it's a 1-minute video. It took me like 2 hours at 3 a.m. because I was like, this is amazing. And then I just watched it 7 times and just cracking up.
Meanwhile, I watch it, I laugh, then I show it to Brooke, my wife. Dead.
Nothing.
No emotion. She was
funny
just like, huh. Are you going to get in trouble for using the music and the font and everything? And I'm like, I just...
So she's like... So for the third time, do you want spaghetti or do you want...
This is great. You're doing great, Ryan.
Yeah.
Keep up with your little podcast.
I love you.
But yeah, I watched it 3 or 4 times, and then I sent it to him. Like, I just want to make sure this is actually funny, if it's not just me. And he said it was great, so I posted it. And we got, 30, 40, 50, whatever views, but we only have 70 followers.
No
so
big
they're all
deal.
fucking checking it out. So I want to do more multimedia stuff. I'm recording too much. I'm going to stop because I have to go through all of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we're doing this variety show. It's going to be cool. We're very excited. We're a quarter of the way done with our shooting for the short. People don't realize this shit. 2-minute video. You want to make a 2-minute video with like a script and a story. 12 hours of shooting, probably 6 hours of editing.
Yeah, I know. We have to edit
It's
our
fucking
show.
nuts.
It takes us ages.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
we've got it down to a science, I must admit. But
Does it go over the hour, or you?
yeah,
and
we
you
probably
whittle it down, or
probably go about 1:12, 1:15.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And, you know, what we like to do is try and overlap where they're speaking and stuff like that, and then bring the song in.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
liked that. That's a nice little production.
Yeah,
quality,
so our emphasis is on making it exactly an hour because it's a radio station. So
You
know,
gotta
if you go over, if you have a kind of laissez-faire approach to that, then you're going to have chaos. So
Yeah.
What's the strangest? This might be like a nothing question, but what's the strangest thing that somebody's brought? Like one of their things that they have to bring. Anything that stands out? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
a lot of people bring knives.
I'm going to bring a knife.
So a lot of people bring knives. A lot of people.
If like the thing like I was saying before about like the pragmatic, like I'm going to bring a knife and a flint and a compass and a blanket. Like that's nothing. That's not a show. Like now all of those things, I've just said them and now it's over.
One of my most favorite shows was an old guy. What was his name now? I forgot. His name's out of my mind. I don't know why, but see, as you get older, you forget things. Stevie Boy. Anyway, he made a fly fisherman. He brought his fishing rod, and it was, you know, he made a net, and he brought a wee card, a wee plaque with some words on it, and it was a gift to him for some guy. He died, and he sang the words and stuff as a song.
Really?
Really, really, really cool songs and cool. The songs were really like fishermen's chants and stuff like that, and just an intriguing. And right at the, he was telling us these. You should listen to it if you're going to listen. To
Which one is it? Oh, you don't remember his name.
Judd Weisberg, right? Judd, write it down.
Yeah,
Judd Weisberg, and so he was telling us all these fishing stories and stuff like that. And then really at the end, and by the way, he actually is a wood carver. He actually makes stuff out of driftwood and stuff, and some of it's phenomenal. But he was telling us all these.
The rest of it's shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no, shite. Is it shite?
Shite. By the way. Emphasis on that.
Some of it's amazing. The rest of it's shite.
So he makes all this stuff, and he was telling us all these stories about fishing stories, you know, because we asked him, what's the biggest fish you've caught in the Catskills?
Oh, boy.
So he's giving it years ago, you know, and so he's telling us all this, and he's building the story, a brilliant storyteller, building the story up. And it was the final cast, all that, you know.
Oh, boy.
Right, so
It's great.
So he said, and you know, at the end, the guy's about 70 years old, and at the end, he's like, all of these stories that I've told you today are completely true. Well, you know. and that's when we just cut it. It was brilliant. It was funny. It was funny. So listening to Judd Weisberg, that's, you know, some people listen to shows and they go, I really enjoyed that. But for me, maybe one of the most favourite shows some people might not like. You know? So for me, he was one of the older guys who've got stories, real stories. One guy who was telling us that he met Marilyn Monroe in an elevator, and she invited him to a party and all that. You know, he was a page at NBC, and he had the original xylophone, and he was playing the original xylophone, and it was like dun dun dun. It was brilliant, and he forgot to bring it for the recording.
Ow!
So what we did.
So should I actually bring these things or just talk?
No. So
I'll bring them. I just like, this is my knife.
So I wanted him to bring this thing, right? So I could see it. Piece of Americana.
Yeah.
And he forgot to bring it. And we say, right, so at that part, we were saying, so will you play it for us? Sure. And then I would go, down, 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 just as a fill-in.
Yeah.
And then Mike, a couple of days later, drove to his house
and recorded it.
And set up the equipment and recorded him going, down, down, down. Then we just put it in.
So you're just a couple of liars.
Yeah. Hey, fourth beer, look. He's starting to get a bit cocky, you know what I mean? In about an hour, he'll be like, outside, you prick, come on then.
Yeah, in the accent, too. Just like, pull my shirt off.
I'm going to hit you with my skateboard, by the way.
And that's the last time we had guests.
I'm going to have no T-shirt on, and I'm going to hit you with my skateboard, man.
Yeah, the episode will be the time we got sued by a Scottish man.
Holy Moses. I just real quick, I just popped. It caught my eye, and I want to bring it up again because we've been following this case a little. What we do once in a while.
That wasn't me. That was somebody that looked like me.
He's the sharpest guest we've ever had. It's because he's not drinking. That's what it is.
And I'm just like, what? I don't understand. I don't get it.
But, all right. Well, I really need to pee. So while you're filling him in on the story, you should play the non-listener thing.
What do you mean? He listened.
He listened.
Never mind. But we've been following.
I will be right back.
We've been following this case for quite a while. This kayaker. These two kayakers, they were out in the Hudson, and one of them drowned and died. And
the women and the man.
Yeah, his fiance is on trial.
Yes,
right now she's on trial. I don't know if you've been up on this case at all.
I could tell you a story about that.
Really?
Yes.
All right. So we've been trying to follow it. Just recently, it got moved again. The jury selection is scheduled to be on February 14th, so tomorrow. So they just keep on moving it, and it's driving me nuts because we're dying to find out if they're going to find her guilty or not, because all the stuff that we've listened to on the show and read about and everything like that, we're just kind of like, she might not have done it. Like, it just...
So the case starts tomorrow?
The jury selection starts tomorrow.
Ah, right.
So
where has it been held?
It's in Orange County Court.
Was that Newburgh or something?
I think it's Newburgh. Yeah, probably Newburgh.
Oh, because there's right next to my work. There's a courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Just next to Broadway. So maybe it's that one. It probably is the only courthouse in Newburgh.
Hold on a sec. Let's find out.
Now I'll tell you a story. Now I'm going to the person who told me this will remain completely nameless. He or she was coming home one day, and they were driving by an area, and they decided to take a wee shortcut and go in and sit by the water and take some photographs.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. And when they went in there, they took photographs and stuff like that. And the police appealed for people to come forward if they had taken photos. It just so happens the day that person was there was the day that person went missing.
No kidding.
Oh, really?
And they wanted to speak with the person who will remain nameless.
Yeah.
To see if they could see her photographs and all that.
Holy shit.
Wow.
So
It's wild.
Did you give the update or
Case the pre-trial conference is set, but everything keeps getting moved back.
Yeah.
They're finally doing jury selection tomorrow. So
I
that's
don't know.
the biggest.
Everything that I've seen, I think that she's batshit nuts, and I think she watched him die and she was totally fine with it. But I don't think it was in any way premeditated, and I don't think she fucking killed him.
She had an 11-hour interview with Montgomery at the Montgomery State Police Barracks. 11 hours
with no lawyer.
Did she get the job? I mean, for getting an 11-hour interview, surely you must be a contender.
I think you need to go back to comedy. Your one-liners are fucking great.
So what kind of beers? I'm drinking Benghazi.
Yeah, no, it's Bengali.
Bengali.
Yeah, Benghazi
Yeah,
beer.
so I almost bought 6 point, I think it was high res, but it was $13 for a 4-pack, and it was 10.5% alcohol.
Oh, well, that would have been fun.
Yeah, so I was like, I would definitely drink all of those in the 2 hours I'm going to be here. So
that's 6 Point
Yeah,
Brewery.
so
they have resin, but they have
Yeah.
another one.
yeah, this is a triple IPA. Resin is a double.
Fuckaroni.
Resin is 8.5%, and this is 10.5%. That one.
That's,
I didn't try it. This is Bengali. This is only 6.5%.
Only 2 of them would be my back.
Yeah.
It's just you just need practice.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Start a weekly podcast that is centered around drinking.
3 of them, the doctor will be like, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to bypass your liver. And
That's what everybody keeps asking me because I got a liver thing going on too.
oh, do you?
Yeah, they're like, "Dude, are you a heavy drinker?" I'm like, no. I mean, I used to drink like any normal person would drink, but it wasn't like an issue. Like I didn't wake up in the morning and go, "Oh my God, how am I going to make it to 5 o'clock without having a drink?" You know, it's not that kind of drinking. But
No, I usually start thinking about that like around 4 p.m.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that's fine, right?
Right, yeah. As long as
It's
you're
like
not
4 p.m. It's just like I'm gonna drink so much tonight.
You're like, Amber, I know you don't like work with people, but you need to swap me here. I've got the shakes.
Yeah, it would be a real problem, like with alcohol at work, if like I was to that point. But it's under control now. It's just, you know, it wasn't 6 months ago, but it's under control now.
Good.
I'll talk about it on your show. It's one of my songs.
Yeah,
One of my
that's the other
songs that I pick had to do with that.
That's the other thing. 4 songs. How the
That
f-
took
how
me
the-
so long to try and like.
Yeah, the
and
fuck?
they are ones that you would never think that I would pick.
I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
pull out a couple weird ones too, but
Yeah.
like it's just strange. I'm a big fan of all kinds of different music, and I have a giant collection upstairs. I mean, it's not like incredible or anything. I
It's
guess,
giant
but-
compared to the layperson.
Yeah.
But, yeah. He's like he doesn't have 700 albums or anything like that. But
600.
you have 700 albums.
I might, yeah,
700.
I think so.
I have about 200.
My last count, I want to say my last count 15 years ago was around 200.
What's the last gig you were at?
Gig, what do you mean? Oh,
Like a
concert.
show. Probably when we went to see.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I haven't been to a show in a long time.
Corrosion of Conformity.
Yes,
Yeah.
Corrosion of Conformity with Mothership and Shadow Witch, who
Who are coming on next week.
Mm-hmm. Is it next week?
That is next week, sir.
All right.
And after that, Frank McGinnis.
Frog McGinnis.
Frank. Well,
Frank?
his
Frank?
name is Frank.
Frank.
But he said Frank, and that's funny. And the only difference is it's just a C instead of a K. And then
So
you can say
is-
Frank.
Is he Irish?
He is not.
No?
Not as far as I know. He's probably he's not from Ireland.
He's whiny.
What, he talks.
He's likely of Irish.
In the show tonight, we have Frank McGinnis. All right, mate, sing it down.
He is likely of Irish descent, but he's not from Ireland. If that's what you were.
No,
asking.
well, yeah, descent. Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine, but I have no
Does he
idea.
have ginger hair and is he
No,
white?
he has brown hair. Yeah,
Dreamy
he is,
eyes?
He is white.
Now, the last-
I've never looked deep into Frank McGinnis's eyes.
Yeah, the last show we went to was Corrosion of Conformity. I don't know if you know
Never heard
those
of him.
guys. And Mothership, they're very new, and Shadow Witch, they are also pretty new.
Yeah, they're out of Kingston.
And they're out of Kingston.
So
I
they got about 1,000 followers. So hopefully that'll be good for the show.
we went up to them at the show. I said they were really, really good, and I just went up to the show. I grabbed a bunch of stickers and their demos.
Yeah, I
CD
got a
and
sticker
everything.
on my skateboard.
I listened to it, and oh yeah, there it is. Do I have one? Yeah, and I have one on the Fuse
Yeah,
Box
look at
of
that.
Doom.
They're gonna be so happy.
Shadow Witch.
Yeah. It's
It really
it's like
reminds me of like 70s hard rock, like
Caius.
yeah, or like yeah, Caius is a perfect example. But like think of like old school like Ozzy Osbourne kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
kind of in that genre. It doesn't sound like Ozzy, but that same kind of Black Sabbath kind of genre.
Right.
And they're fucking awesome. So I can't wait to have them on.
Yeah, I'm mostly into heavier stuff and hard rock, and well, not so much anymore. My taste is evolving.
Getting old, son. Getting old.
It's not that. It's just like the new hard rock stuff kind of sucks.
Yeah, no.
Like I haven't heard of anybody any good that. I mean, there's bands out there. Royal Blood is one of them where I really like.
It's another frustrating thing is we can't play music on this.
Yeah, that's
because of the
YouTube
licensing and everything.
Boots us immediately. Like for instance, we had Dead Empires. The
guitar player
from the band sitting where you are,
and I was playing his music, and we got
booted,
kicked off of YouTube.
Yeah, because
Not
it's just automatic.
They flagged it, and then they took away all of our monetization because it has to go toward the band now because of the.
So
can
I sing?
You can sing all you want.
Yeah, that's
I
that's
got
the
a
thing.
guitar there if
Like
you
the
wanna
bot
play
is
it too.
it's this horribly out of tune guitar covered in stickers.
I can't play a guitar. I can't play any instrument.
Did you want to sing?
No. Take your daughter to the slaughter.
I got all excited. You can sing on the outro. We'll leave and you just stay here singing.
When I was a lad, no ship was up.
Need another couple of these. We'll get you going good.
Yeah.
A couple more sips of beer.
In June, I'm going to see Rammstein at Jones Beach. I don't know if you're into German industrial metal, but
I'm nodding here because the camera's on me, and I'm like, yeah.
Just so imagine what in German industrial metal music sounds like, and that's it. That's what you're picturing in your head is what they are.
Yeah.
Seriously, like giant mechanical metal wings and flamethrowers, like they do that on stage.
No more music for you.
Yes.
Get out.
What about you? Last concert you went to?
America.
The band?
Yes.
Wow.
By default.
1979.
Be default. I went to the Egg in Albany with my girlfriend.
You know what the Egg is?
Yes.
Okay.
No. I went to see a blues guitarist called Greg Brown.
Okay.
Right. And we went in, and the people working there, I think, are volunteers. So they weren't really giving a shit about looking at our tickets. I did not know there are 2 stages in the Egg.
Mm-hmm.
I only thought there was one. So we just meandered in, sat down in the seats that just happened to be empty. They were the same ones as ours for the Greg Brown show. And America, come on.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like...
This reminds me of the time... time when I was a kid and me and my cousin Brett almost saw how Stella got her groove back. We sat down.
No. See, it's nothing like that. Absolutely nothing like that.
I kid you not. I swear to God, I was sitting there, and 20 minutes into the America gig, I was like, Greg Brown must be ill. They must have pulled these guys in because they were in the area or something. I didn't know there was 2 stages. And then when we left, and what made it? This is the working class guy.
So you got all the way through the show, and you're like, well, that was fine. No one told us why this was happening, but that was good.
This is the working class guy in me, right? I was like, oh, well, we never saw Greg Brown, but these tickets were more expensive, so this was a better show.
You went to go see a blues guy, and you got stuck with America.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was quite good.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the music, but God, that's fucking funny, dude.
So.
Jesus. I've never walked into the wrong concert before.
Yeah, that was the
that's
first
new.
time. So that's what happened. Before that, I saw John Haidt and forget the guy's name. I'm forgetting names tonight. I don't know why.
It's okay. I forget all kinds of stuff. Like I forget to post the show.
Lyle Lovett.
Lyle Lovett.
Lyle Lovett and John Haidt was really good.
How old is Lyle Lovett?
12.
He's not 12.
He thought he could get you with it again.
I spelled his name.
But they two played acoustically and then just chatted and shot the shit. It was good.
Cool.
And that was in UPAC. I'm a Willie Nelson fan, and Johnny.
I'm a fan of Willie Nelson, but I wouldn't say that I'm a big fan of his music.
Yeah, I love
I'm a fan of him as a person.
He doesn't sing anymore.
What?
Yeah.
He talks.
He just talks and
It's
like
like,
strums a little bit.
Well, hello there.
He
It
plays a little
actually,
King
it
of the
sounds
Ding
like,
Ding.
would you call him in the wheelchair? He sounds a bit like, would you call that scientist?
Oh, why the fuck am I blanking on
Stephen
it?
Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
Oh.
Willie Nelson does sound a little bit like Stephen Hawking when he's singing. Well, hello there. How are you doing tonight? Hello.
Jeez. Well, Lyle Lovett's only 59, so I'm an asshole.
Do you think he was like?
I thought he was a lot old. For some reason, I thought Lyle Lovett was a lot older.
No.
But, yeah. I had a chance to see Willie Nelson, but I just kind of said, nah. And I left. I was working for a radio station at the time. We were up at the Bethel Performing Arts Center.
Were you DJing?
No, we were just there I was with the road crew. You know what the road crew is. The guys who set up all the equipment and stuff.
Roadie.
Yeah. We get paid minimum wage. And, I was with PDH at the time.
WPDH.
Yeah. They were...
It's the home of rock and roll, folks.
Yeah.
Are you
It's
meat
where
sandwich?
rock and roll hangs his hat. Rock and roll comes home to WPDH. Cracks a fucking beer open, sits on the couch at WPDH. That's rock and roll. I'm personifying rock and roll.
Welcome
It's
to...
it's a terrible radio station.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to work for them over there doing road crew stuff, and then I had to go. I saw the ugly side of radio, and actually, we started talking about this, and I pumped the brakes on you because I wanted to talk about it on the show.
I think it was before we were recording.
Yeah.
So I was talking about how they call it like the book or something like that.
The book, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they
so
send out a ratings book, not so
Yeah.
much anymore. But
No, they still do it.
Oh yeah,
They do the same thing.
And they give
they send out like a pamphlet to people in the area, asking them what they listen to, and they send it out to like seriously 100 people. 200 people.
This is the usual number.
So
yeah.
200 people compared to how many listeners do you say potentially you had? It's like 76,000.
Yeah.
So I did take a statistics course, but I'm not going to do the math. I would say that that's got to be at least a 60 to 80% margin of error.
Well, it's also a different area. If they send up to is it Hudson?
Yes.
You're out of. If they send 200 up to Hudson, you're gonna get some. You're gonna get some ratings out of that.
Yeah.
If they send the book to Newburgh,
You're going to get nothing, zero.
so it's like
So how it's a completely rigged system to tell advertisers this is how many people are listening.
but that's not really what I was getting at. But
No, I know, but I just wanted to be angry about it.
that
that's all.
kind of steers the ship when it comes to commercial radio. And I saw when I first went into radio, it was in 2001, and I was an intern for the morning show. It was Coop and Patty.
Right.
At the time, Mark Cooper. And I was like, oh, this is morning radio? This isn't what I thought it
It's
was.
just egg sandwiches and people sitting in a fucking room.
But and like just kind of
Egg sandwich.
Yeah, that was
I used
probably
to go pick-
60% of Ryan's job.
Yeah,
is
I
getting
used
egg
to-
sandwiches.
I used to go out. I get there. I go out and get breakfast, and then I'd hang out and I'd screen calls and do some production work and stuff. And then later on, I'd get second breakfast. I'd go out and get second breakfast, and then come back, and then we all ate 2 breakfasts. Breakfasts.
Two
Anyway,
breakfasts.
But what I'm trying to get at is, I was seeing scripted stuff, and I was seeing forced laughter, and I was like, oh man, this is kind of brutal. And then I left, and because I saw that, and I was like, I don't want to be part of this. And then I came back for the road crew thing because I was looking for a gig because I studied all wiring and production and all. And I went back into it, and I was just like, man, all they care about is this book. All they care about is book, and it's just driving this, just
Perception.
yeah, they
It's all about numbers.
yeah, it's all numbers. They just don't care what music is out, what people are listening to. They're just getting this small little. They're trying to hit.
To keep their fucking jobs.
Yeah, they're just
That's
trying
what
to
it's
hit
all
it
about.
where people listen. It's impossible to listen to radio. And I'm not trying to knock PDH. Those guys over there, they do what they got to do. The guys at RV, they're local guys. Everybody there works there, lives here, you know.
But imagine how much better it would be if there wasn't like this corporate fucking shadow over the whole thing. Like if it's nothing against those people, because I know all of those people. I've hung out with all of those people. They're great guys, and like not so much ladies, the people that I know, but they're there. If there wasn't this like shadow over them of this is what you have to do and this is what is popular, we're telling you what's popular, we're telling you what you need to do, it would be so much better. You know, and like I don't want to like I know a lot of these people, but I can't like name names to associate them with this conversation.
Of course, but
so and some of them are still in radio and some of them are still within, it's not Cumulus now, it's Town Square.
It's Town Square Media. Yeah.
Town Square Media. So, and I know people that are outside of that on what is 93.3 now, that's another company.
Pamela, I think. I don't even know.
Yeah, doesn't matter. But you know, they're outside of that, and they have like a little bit more freedom, but only a little bit more because it's still just a smaller corporation that owns 70 fucking radio stations. You know. And they're just like, this is what's happening in national music. This is what you have to do. You have to play Possum Kingdom. You have to. Because of the 100 people that we've polled, 7 of them said you have to. The fuck?
Yeah. And the content is just, it's the same old thing over and over.
Well,
it's the same music, you know.
See, most of the time people are maybe driving for an hour.
Yeah.
Or driving for 2 hours and they just want a release. And it's just the usual big hits, you know. They want to hear REO Speedwagon and they want to hear AC/DC or whatever it is, and just
I had to end the video because my phone's gonna die.
You know,
but there's no like face. Forget. Don't worry.
And then there's this perception, you know, call in to the afternoon jukebox. You know, it's like there's no afternoon jukebox.
Nah, you can call in all you want.
Yeah.
If you call in and say something that they're gonna play, they're sure gonna play it.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't.
Oh yeah, the calling and requesting music, like it's just not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
You know, you go to a radio station because you listen to the radio in the car. At least me, I rarely listen to it. It's just the way I go. But lately, I've been listening to just local guys. DST is one of them. If I was up in Hudson, I'd check out you guys. I just like hearing all that stuff. Just because it's just different. They have different stuff going on, and they're talking about what's going on around here instead of just, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, for me personally, I don't listen to commercial music radio because why would I can fucking play whatever the hell I want out of my phone? Why would I listen to that?
Yeah, but
so for the most part, when I'm in the car, because I drive a fucking 2001 Subaru. That doesn't have an aux in or anything like that. I listen to NPR, and
I just put in my headphones.
Yeah, I mean, and like a lot of times I do hate NPR. I love National Public Radio. I hate WAMC.
You could say that now.
Yeah. So it's just because
is it after 9 o'clock?
No, they used to be our clients.
Yeah.
All right.
So he used to work for them kind of by proxy, so we couldn't really talk about it. But WAMC I think has issues, and I don't like certain personalities that are there. Alan Shartok in particular, I think, is a blowhard douchebag. But that's just my opinion. That's one man's opinion. I still listen to it because I think it's the best content that you can get really in the area.
Sure.
And if I do pop on the radio looking for music, first place I go is WDST, and then sometimes I go, why are they playing this? And then I just...
That's why I like them, though.
70% of the time that I, like, if I don't like something on the radio, I don't change the station. I just go and turn it off. And then, because I have a 2-minute drive to work. So it's not like I need to fill all of this time. And usually if it's nice out, I'm on a skateboard or on a bicycle, so it's not an issue. I control. We were watching the Grammys last night, and it was seriously who is this person the whole time for 2 hours. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
And they're like, how do you not know who this is? because it's not in my phone, I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
I don't allow myself to be told what's popular. I'm sorry.
If you watched that last night, there wasn't any really big stars, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody off the top of my head. The
Metallica thing. Did you hear about this?
Oh,
I tried.
I watched it.
I tried to post 4 times. I tried to post Jim Brewer bitching about the Metallica thing to our page, and it wouldn't let me. It just kept saying it failed. So anyway, that's a good bit if you want to check it out, because we always used to say you look like Jim Brewer when you were in high school.
I watched that. I watched the Grammys, and I never usually watch the Grammys because I don't know how much of a music fan you are, but if
I like to watch it to bitch about it.
Yeah, that's the only reason I would ever watch the Grammys is to just talk shit. And I didn't even have to watch it. The internet's doing it for me.
Yeah.
They're talking shit for me. So I'm like, oh, good.
Well, yeah,
I just posted.
It's like the fucking Sasquatch show. I was like, I'll watch it when the internet tells me they fucking found Sasquatch. Until then, there's no reason to watch it.
I saw a bunch of stuff. I read a bunch of the little clips and everything. I watched the Metallica thing, and then I went online, and all I wrote was, thanks for the reminder, #Grammys 2017. Because it just was a reminder of, oh, yeah, this is all bullshit.
Yeah, it's
just giant
it's just
dog and pony show.
Welcome to Hubris.
So...
Oh, God, yeah.
And now pregnant hubris.
The funny thing is, I would say hubris. It's the same word, but you say hubris, and it sounds like an SUV. In a Scottish
the new Ford.
The new Ford hubris.
There's one thing that happened on the Grammys that not a lot of people are talking about, but Dave Mustaine, Megadeth, won their. I think won their first Grammy. I think it was their first, or something to that effect. And he gets up there. He's like, it only took 12 years or something or it was his next Grammy or whatever the hell. But that's the kind. And as they were walking down to accept it, they were playing a Metallica song.
What?
What? The house band was playing a Metallica song while Metallica's direct competitor, is walking down to accept their award. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Remember that band who? Well, you probably don't know who they are. Remember that song? Come on, Arlene.
Yeah,
right.
it's
he would.
Dexy's
Midnight Runners.
Yes,
right.
I was going to say Georgia Satellites, but that's.
So Dexy's Midnight. Right. So apparently the front man of this band. Was a bit of a douche, right? Roland something. I think his name was Roland something. Anyway, so a bit of an arrogant character. And they had this song. It was called Jackie Wilson. You remember the old black singer Jackie Wilson? Right?
Yeah.
So they had this singer, this song called, and it was a tribute to Jackie Wilson. And there was this... In Britain, darts is a big game. It's a big sport, right?
Darts, okay.
Right? But in the 70s and 80s...
For some reason, I thought you said dance, and I was like...
No. So like the 70s...
They're just in the bars having dance competition.
I can pirouette. So in the 70s and 80s, it was... Guys could drink beer and smoke, and this was live on the TV and stuff. So one of the biggest stars was a Scottish guy, right? He was a big fat guy with tooth missing and all that, big bald face. And they were on this British Hallmark show called Top of the Pops, and
right. I remember that.
So they wanted a big picture projected picture of Jackie Wilson on the wall behind them, right? While the song was playing. And the guys get pissed off, the producers get pissed off, so they actually put a picture of Jockey Wilson, who was the dart player, behind them on the wall.
Oh, God, I'm trying to find the damn image.
If you go into YouTube,
yes, here it is.
Right?
I found it.
Right, it's got a picture of Jockey Wilson. Who's the dart player?
Shit. It's just a black and white picture. Hold on a second. It's going to be hard to see for the YouTube people, but it's just some fat white guy in the background.
It's a Scottish darts champion.
Oh my God, that's so
Whose
freaking
name is
funny,
Jockey
man.
Wilson, not Jackie Wilson.
Dude, that's hilarious.
So that's what happens when you piss off the producers of a TV show.
It's like, it's like don't piss off the fucking people in the cafeteria where you work.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
like the people that control, like really control all the.
Don't piss off the chef until you've paid and you're leaving.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely. Where is he? Yeah, he died. Jockey Wilson died in 2012.
Yeah, he
Thoughts
died.
and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
World
Thoughts and
champion
prayers.
twice. Jockey Wilson.
Thanks, Jockey.
He won the world darts champion twice, but he's remembered fondly for being on top of the pops.
He seems like a fun guy. Check this shit
Yeah,
out.
it's called alcoholism.
That guy's fucking great.
That's a man right there.
Oh dear.
What is this image? Is this him?
That's when men were men. Eating a triple cheeseburger with what? Are those French fries in the center?
Yeah, that's chips.
This is my kind of guy.
They're not French fries. They're chips.
Well, rest in peace, Jockey.
And the
He's
picture,
one of the good guys.
the picture there of the guy, you know, the small pictures.
Okay.
The one next to him, to the right of him, that guy there was his nemesis,
He looks less fun.
Eric Bristow. He was.
I feel like I feel like if I ever became a famous filmmaker, I want to make a movie about this.
They need
Because this guy, he looks like the fucking he looks like the bad guy.
he looks like
He really looks like
Yeah.
he looks like fucking Bill Murray in Kingpin.
yeah, like he spins around
Like-
on the chair
Yeah.
when Jockey comes in the room.
Yeah.
no, it's like he's got his darts. He's his prize darts. You know,
Yeah, he's just stroking a dart in his hand.
stroking the feather on his dart.
Like the cat.
Nothing cracks me up more than like sport. Like it's a sport. It is a sport. It's a game of competition, like with a skill. So not to diminish it,
That's Eric Bristow.
but sports that require absolutely no exercise just crack me up so much.
Yeah, the other one was a game called Snooker. You could probably get this up as well, a video. I don't. Can you show videos?
We can no.
No. You could actually get
Like if we pull it off of YouTube and it's licensed, like they might pull our audio
Right.
and
So
do
there's this
something.
game called Snooker, right? SNOOKER, right? It's the table is double the size of a pool table, right? It's 12 foot by 6 foot, and there's 15 reds in the middle in a triangle.
I feel like I've seen this in a movie.
So,
This sounds like something Europeans invented.
right. So this is it's
because
actually
it just looks
Yeah, you mean like fucking almost everything?
yeah,
right, so
confusing and hard to score.
yeah. So what you do is you've got a pot of red, right?
Oh, hold on. There's actually a diagram down
Right, so
here.
you-
Yeah, here we go.
You pot a red, and then you have to pot one of the colours that are in
So
sequence.
you're saying pot, so like sink?
Sink, yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to sink a red, and then sink a colour, then sink a red, sink a colour, sink a red, right?
I want to play this game so
Right.
bad.
Actually, sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Right. So
Because I hate 8-ball.
Right,
I
so-
hate 8-ball. I like 9-ball. I feel like it just moves things forward.
Well, we're talking about snooker.
No, I know, but I'm saying I would like this game better because I feel like so you sink a red and then you sink a color.
yeah.
Right.
Any color?
And what happens if you miss? The next person goes?
Yes.
And then they have to sink a red or sink a color, or do they take up where you left off?
Yeah. No. So you
That wasn't a
accrue-
yes or no question.
When you pot a red, when you sink a red, you get a point, 1 point.
Okay.
If you pot a yellow, a brown, a yellow's 2 points. You can see the point system on the colours.
Yeah.
there. 3 points for a green, 4 for a brown, 5 for a blue, pink 6, and a black 7. If you pot all of the reds and blacks in sequence and then all the colours, it's called a 1-4-7. That's the maximum points you can get. So say, for example, you potted 5 reds and 5 colours.
So
and then
okay,
you
so
missed, and then
it's
you
take
cleared up.
pool and make it as confusing as bowling without a computer, and we've got this game.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It sounds.
yeah.
It sounds to
do
me.
you remember? Do you remember in high school, in gym, not even high school, like junior high, in gym class, you'd have bowling. And you'd have to like score on a card. You didn't do that?
I didn't do that.
See
No.
if I just did this. I got a strike here, man. What he cans look.
Just don't knock this one over.
Right, no, I'm not finished my story yet.
I still owe Tanner $400 for this computer, so don't do that.
Right, so I've not finished this story. So this, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and still to this day, it's been considered a man's sport, right?
Okay.
And they've all got to, everybody who plays it, if you notice in the top right corner there, you've got to wear a tuxedo, right? You've got to wear a shirt, shirt, tie, dicky bow, and all that, right? So it's always been considered a man's
You just
sport.
said a bunch of words that I don't know.
Yeah. Can you just repeat that? Just
a dicky bow.
Yeah.
One of those.
Oh, bow tie?
Bow
Dicky
tie.
bow.
Right, it's called a dicky bow in Britain.
So it's Dicky Bow?
Dicky bow, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So
Anyway.
nothing to do with penises.
No.
So you have to do
No, I
it-
know. It's just like so it's DICKIE.
Bow.
So for us it'd be Dicky and you it's Decky.
No, it's just
That's how it sounds.
Yeah, it's because I've got a Scottish accent.
Jesus Christ. I knew that.
Well, no, I know that. I'm just saying, like, why the confusion? I'm just breaking it down,
right.
it down for the audience.
All right, anyway.
All right,
You have
so
to you have to play in a tuxedo
So
type
it's
uniform.
a man's sport,
it's a
right?
Decky Bow.
So you have an officiator, a referee, and he wears white gloves, and every time somebody pots a colour, you've got to bring the ball back out and put it back out, and he'll give the score. So the guy will pot the red, and then the guy will be like 1, and then he'll pot a colour 6, and then he'll continue on, right? Continue giving the score. It's all a gentleman's sport. So one day this was on the TV, and all of a sudden there was a streaker. Do you know what a streaker is?
No.
Yes.
When somebody runs on,
I
somebody
thought it was like a slang term for the game.
no, somebody runs onto the field of play with nothing on.
He's just all the things I know I've thrown out for this conversation because it's in Scottish.
So you can imagine this game: 2 guys with the suits on, dicky boys, referee, white gloves, live on television. All of a sudden, this woman runs in for the audience with nothing on, starts running.
Oh,
round
it was
the
a
table.
woman streaker.
Yeah.
Oh, good for her.
It's really rare.
So if you
Yeah,
if
fucking break that glass ceiling.
So if you Google snooker and streaker, you maybe see a picture of it. There
Bam.
you go. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it was a guy, but it was a woman.
Apparently this happens often.
What's this one? That's really funny because so our equivalent of this would be pool in America, which is usually in a place that no one really wants to go except for they're like, let's do something for less than $50 for 2 hours.
Look at this motherfucker here.
Do you know, I swear to God, listen, this is the God's honest truth. See that guy? He was a serial streaker, and he streaked at
serial
all different
streaker.
sports, and he would put on his body advertisements for companies.
Yeah, there was a picture of it. Hold on. I just saw him. Right here.
Yeah.
Right here you go. Triviamania.com.
Yep.
With a monkey thong on. Jesus Christ, this guy. That's hilarious. And he shows up at fucking billiard tournaments. Psychopath. That's how you know he's really crazy. Is because like with the streakers, if you run onto a baseball field, there's a slight chance you can get away.
Can you imagine?
And you can really make some time out there. Here, he's just running.
Yeah.
You're
You're talking about 100 square feet,
Can you imagine?
as opposed to a baseball field, which is like 20,000 square feet.
Imagine streaking at a darts match. You guys are like,
Oh God! Catch something.
Well, at least darts are mostly head level.
Well, you got a few flying ways. Well, what do you think? We're at the 2-hour mark.
I think we're about ready to wrap it up, judging by all this.
oh dear.
So we got to pick a title.
We do. What we do here is well, this is part of the outro of the whole thing. We ask you, well, first we say, it was great having you here.
Oh, I've loved every minute of it. Thank you very much.
No,
for
it was
having me on.
really cool, man.
Yeah,
Like,
thank you,
thank
thank
you
you.
for coming.
We were worried about being fancy and serious.
Why?
I don't know, just because we didn't know you that well, and you have like a legit radio show.
Yeah, listen to the show. I'm like, damn, these guys are professional, man. I don't know if I can do this. I have to
But
talk.
I think it went well.
I have to talk about my asshole at least once.
Well, there you go. You
Hey,
got it out of the way.
That's no way to talk about your friend. Come on.
So
those one-liners are great.
Also, you get to take home one something sticker. Anal.
I've got to take that.
Easy anal.
Gotta take
Yeah,
the
I've got to
anal
take
lube.
that.
Okay.
Desensitize. Is it desensitizing?
Yes.
Yeah.
You never asked me what I do for a job.
No, we didn't.
Actually, no. We talked about the radio.
What do you do for a job?
Do you sell easy anal desensitizing
I don't
gel?
sell them, but I give them away.
Right.
I am actually I am an HIV prevention specialist.
No shit.
Why the fuck did we talk about this?
I
Turn
don't
off the outro. I want to hear.
Yeah, I
about
want
this.
to talk more about that. No, I'm curious. What's that about?
So what do you do?
I test people for HIV, Hep C, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis.
No
and
kidding.
I go to.
How do you get an appointment for that kind of thing?
You come and see me.
Can we do it live on the show?
No.
You don't have like a mobile lab that you can test it?
I would get sacked.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
So that's amazing.
It's
That's
confidential.
good for you.
It's confidential.
Is it?
Yeah, that's good
is
for
it-
you and good for humanity.
Is it more like a clinic, like free clinic type thing, or is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's
I also
great.
do. I actually work for an education department for Hudson Valley Community Services,
Oh, that's great, man.
and I do education and training, and I do testing and counselling and stuff like that.
Well, how'd you get into that now?
I've been doing sexual health for a long, long time.
Really?
You need to be a comedian to do stuff like that. So
I feel like we
missed
could have
some-
gotten way more like deviant with
Yeah,
the show.
we
Like
missed-
we just like we didn't
we
know you
missed
that well,
something
so we just
somewhere.
yes, my colleague.
there's a
will come-
piece of tape on this screen for a reason.
My
it's
colleague-
to cover a penis in a certain picture.
Ooh. My colleague will come up often and say, "Andy, can I borrow your vagina?" It's like, sure, no problem.
What do you have like a teaching
Do
vagina?
you have it with you?
I have a vagina and a
Is
penis.
it in your car?
No, it's not my car.
God damn it!
Next time. Next
Yeah,
time.
You're coming back on, and
Do
we're
you want
talking
a
about
free?
that.
Do you want a free penis?
Well, I got so many.
Yeah,
I
he
got
just
that
got this
one.
one
I got
today.
that one.
Yeah, it's quite foul.
It's a major award.
I got tongues. It's a
So-
major award.
So what's with the champion, world champion thing?
I don't know.
that was
guys,
that was a birthday present I got from him or for him from Amazon, but it did not arrive in time.
I talked about
It's quite big, isn't it?
I taled about me questioning my. I talked about me questioning
Sarcasm.
I talked about me questioning parts of my sexuality, and from then on, I just
Very specific parts.
just
of
dicks.
his
They
sexuality.
just bring me dicks, and I put it, and I'm like, well, I can't.
Oh.
I'm not gonna throw out a gift, so I put it up here.
So what's the? I've been sitting here thinking here. Wonder what that single is. You know that.
Oh, the single?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
My mom got this from me from Dark Side Records.
All right.
Got this for me from Dark Side, not from me.
got it from you.
Ah, America. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
That's right.
Never gonna turn around and forget you.
See, I don't know the lyrics.
That's
all
gonna
that well.
make you cry.
It was
Never gonna
close.
Say
Like,
goodbye.
a lot of those words are in that song, but
So your mother loves you.
Yeah, she thought it'd be good for the show, and I guess it is. She gave us
obviously
a
was.
great idea that we threw up there that we're probably never gonna do.
yeah, we're gonna we want to do a shot for shot remake of the Rick Astley video to that song, but Bosch would be Rick Astley.
Never gonna give, never gonna give.
Yeah.
I want the
It's gonna be
trench
amazing.
coat and the white shirt and the pants.
Shooting that scene in the sewer.
He
for some
made
reason.
he made ugly guys believe in themselves.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah,
hear-
it's just like I could sound like a black guy too.
when
gonna
you
be
hear
amazing.
that, when you hear that angelic voice, you're like, things are gonna be okay for me. And you see his face, and you go, "Oh, okay. Well, I mean, anything's possible."
See, you should come up with a new.
Reach for the skis.
You should have a program where somebody's singing a song. It's called Rich Ashty or something, and then mistakenly have a picture of Rick Ashley behind them.
See, that's smart, but we just don't think of that. We don't do that stuff because
that's
we
too involved.
It's
I'm
too-
not going to do it. That's too much work.
Oh. All right.
Well, let's go back to the outro now that we know what you do for a living. Good for you, though.
Thank
That's
you.
exciting.
Thank you.
That's a very important work.
You're doing
Thank you.
God's
Thank
work,
you.
my friend. God's
Yeah.
work.
No, it's not God's work. God's work would be to never talk about sex ever, apparently. Anyway, you're doing good work, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Holy shit. So it's called.
So, okay, so
the
we
show's
got-
called Catskill Cabin Conversations, hosted by Mike Porter and Andy Reid.
Yep.
Third Tuesday of the month from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on 90.7.
WGXC 90.7 FM.
Yeah, WGXC 90.7 FM. You can check them out at waveform.org/WGXC.
Yes.
Or you can go to their Facebook page. It's facebook.com/
Facebook.
Fish face.
Face. How do you say it? How do you say it in Scottish? Face.
Facebook. Facebook. By the way.
I'm
Facebook.
having.
Yeah. How does that sound to you? Does it sound terrible?
Oh, it's not bad. Not bad.
Facebook. Not bad.
You want me to teach you how to say something in Scottish?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. Right. Shut it.
Shut it.
No. See,
Shut
it.
See, I went
Shut it.
Shut it, and he went shut it.
Shut it.
Shut it. Shut it, ya walloper.
Shut it.
Shut it, you
Right,
walloper.
I just want to say shite.
Not bad.
Shut it, ya walloper.
Shut it, you walloper.
Right.
Shut it, you walloper.
Right.
Walloper.
Well,
I can't roll the R.
You don't roll the R as
Shut
much
up,
as like
you
the Irish
walloper.
accent.
What will I get you to say? You're Dame Man nappering ya bobag.
I heard ball bag.
Okay,
but I mean, that's
I
default.
can't write that down because that was
Well,
I don't know what that was.
I just want you to repeat it. You're
You're
Dane
Dean
Ma.
Ma.
Right, say it. You're Dane Ma.
You're
You're
dating
ma.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Ya bobag.
Your
Yeah,
ball
ball
bag.
bag.
No, ball.
Ball.
Bag.
Ball
Bag.
bag.
Right. You're Dane Ma nothing. Ya
You're-
ball bag.
You're dating my nothing, your ball bag. I can fucking can't. I just can't do it.
Can we try it one
right.
more time, please?
All right. Run it back for me.
You're
You're
Dane.
Wait, hold on.
Dane.
You're
Right, try and think of Great Dane. Dane.
okay. You're dating
Ma.
my
Not
not
in.
and
You're Dane Ma nothing.
you're dating my nothing,
Ya ball bag.
your ball bag.
Not ball.
Ball bag.
Right. You're Dane Ma nothing. Ya ball bag.
You're dating my nothing, your ball bag. Does that sound good?
What the fuck are you guys saying?
I don't even know.
What is it like? Can you say?
I feel like I'm singing Rammstein lyrics.
Holy
What
shit.
am I saying?
You are really annoying me, ya prick.
Oh, all right. How do you get that from that?
Good stuff.
All right, Catskill
All right.
Cabin Conversations on Facebook. Check those guys out. Give them a listen, man. It's a very interesting show. Lots of cool insights from just local, everyday people, man.
Yep,
and
yep.
it's they go deep. Also, got to give a shout out. 1 year anniversary, Hudson Valley Transmitter. Their new issue is out. Give it a check. Featured artist this month, or I don't know.
It's
I
monthly,
can't remember.
yes.
It's biannually.
No, it's quarterly.
Quarterly. Featured artist is Jake Metric. I don't know anything about him.
All right, nice. Dark Side Records podcast for sure.
Ah, yes.
Part of the Hudson Valley Podcast Alliance. No, it's out. It's done. It's fine. They talked about it on their show too. So and
Hudson Valley Legends.
Hudson Valley Legends, also a charter member. I'm just calling it that now. Charter member of the Hudson Valley Alliance. I just decided that now. So we got to pick a title.
Wait, actually, one
You got
real
another
quick.
plug?
I got to do the other plug again, real quick. Hudson Valley Transmitter, Quinn's, 330 Main Street, Beacon, Tuesday, March 14th, 7 p.m. No cover charge. Hudson Valley Transmitter is putting on a variety show featuring local poets, musicians, comedians, and us.
Yes.
Yes. But anyway, now we get
title.
to pick a title.
Here's the titles we
What
have.
Adam does is he writes down all the funny little quips that we have for the show,
So-
and we vote on it.
So I have a growler in Glasgow, but that was to remind me to say a growler in Glasgow means an ugly woman.
Okay.
So, but a growler in Glasgow would be a fine title.
I kind of like it because it's subtle. have to listen
so
to the show.
I'm just talking
No, it
about
should,
the
should
nooks.
be. Have you had a growler in Glasgow?
Yes.
That's good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna write have, and you fucking figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just talking about the nooks and crannies. I don't remember what that was about. That was cool. So this we'll say for a minute. Why is he licking his nipple?
It's a good one.
Brokeback Poughkeepsie.
E.
Willie Nelson sounds like Stephen Hawking. And a breakfasts.
Oh, fuck you.
And Serial Streaker.
God damn, I don't know.
So I think a growler in Glasgow embodies the episode,
You're dead, man.
but
not in your
Brokeback
bubble.
Poughkeepsie. Oh my
How do
god!
you-
Like,
can you write that out for me? That little.
oh, he's left-handed too. He's Scottish.
Oh,
and
no.
left-brained.
Or is it right brain?
I don't know. I think that's a myth.
You're Dane. Your ball bag. Is that how you would write it out if you were in?
Are you writing it phonetically?
Phonetically, as opposed to, yeah. You're Dean Ma Nut. You want me to do it phonetically?
Oh, that wasn't phonetically.
That wasn't phonetically? No. Write it how you would write it to someone, like if you were gonna pass someone a note and you're in Scotland.
There you go.
That's what it's gonna be.
You're
fucking
Dean Ma
crazy.
Nut in your ball bag.
Hold on. Just say it. Say it one more time.
Super clean.
You're Dean Ma Nut in your ball bag.
I can't.
That's fucking great.
I just don't know how you
I think
get
it has to be that because I don't know. I love all of these. They're really good. The Growler in Glasgow is my favorite one because but I think that embodies the episode.
Which one?
That one.
This
Over there.
one?
Yeah.
They kind of both do. What do you like? Which one do you like? As a title, if you were going to title your show
I
with
don't
either
know, guys. You're Dean Ma Nut in. Well, this one's a bit long-winded.
They're both long-winded.
You can maybe put that as a question. Have you had a growler in Glasgow?
I like that one.
Let's go with this one.
But
We're
this
gonna go
one's
with- we're gonna go
definitely
with this.
I'm definitely using that for something.
Yeah, well, I might be using it because I got you trying to do it on video.
Perfect.
So
That's a
yeah.
gif.
Yeah.
Take a picture of this so you know how to spell everything.
All right.
All right,
feel like
Andy,
that's it.
again, it
Nice.
was cool, man.
Yeah, it was really
Wonderful
good, man.
time.
Very happy to have you on. Next time, maybe bring Mike, and we'll see if we can make him blush.
Yes, maybe, possibly, possibly not.
All right, kids. Next week we got Shadow Witch, the juggernaut
So
from
excited.
Kingston. I'm very
So
excited. No music.
I have
Yeah.
some ideas on things.
All right.
Yeah, because I feel like if we contact YouTube first, they can. Because there are ways to do it. We'll talk about it.
All right. Happy hunting.